And now, LT, what? I mean, after Barry Sanders, he's the best in 85. Didn't see Walter Payton, didn't see Jim Brown, Peterson. I mean, Saquon's been amazing, but, he's got to do it a little longer. Marshall Faulk. Meet the Falkers. What do we want to do here? I have a lot. I have quite a bit here. We just started the show, 50 people in here. That's crazy. Good to see you guys. A lot of Annoy, Kenny F. and Powers, Stone Collector, Mr. Petty himself, the sports card queen here doing her thing, the mommy. I did get a few voicemail. Bargain Boxer, Frank. What we got? Joe Alt Collection wanted to call in the other night. It wasn't working. Rugs. Damn, we got the crew here. LT was great. I don't even know where I want to start. There is just, it's the Probstein. Why not just start hot? Gio's having a premiere. I saw. Not that I need. Why am I promoting his channel? Can I just say I promote all the channels, whether it's I talk good or bad? I still talk about channels. I kind of wanted to. Everyone is going with this now. Even a week and a half later, we're still talking about the $4,000 upcharge because your card is actually valuable. But in fairness, I made a video on it as well with my piece. Other people have, so maybe they want to give their piece. I might rip it. I might say it's great. I don't think so. Let's see. This is their. I don't know what a premiere is for a video. I don't do that. But
hi guys, we're back. It's going to be another YouTube episode. We have graphics ready to go.
Inspired by the professor.
Joe is already confused and perplexed, which is amazing. So we got some Otani.
I'm not going to give my thoughts because I'm not going to give my thoughts.
We're going to talk about some of the card shows. I was at Nashville this past weekend. Danny was in Chantilly. I actually want to know what you think of that show because I've always said Nashville is the greatest card show on the earth, and now even more so after this weekend. It was stupid. We had some NFL notes to talk about, and then
I already have my critiques. I'm going to fast forward. I would have already probably tuned out.
Incredibly important. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button.
I already hate it. I already said here I would have tuned out. Now we got make sure you smash. Hey, if you're in the live right now, there's 62 of you. Let's get 62 smashes. That's how we want to start. Get the hell out of here. Stop it.
And that you are participating in the chat when we are live.
I'm out of it. I'm out. You sound like a beggar. Sorry. I do want people to call in. I do throw the number at the bottom. But, we just let it play out. Maybe I sound like a beggar. I don't know. It's always the very beginning of the thing. Oh, my chat's not smart enough to chat along. I have to make sure to tell them. Chat along, chat along.
At what is it, 5? Well, it's 5 my time. It's 8 Eastern time on YouTube. Eastern. So make sure you are active in that chat.
Strong.
I'm going to say the same thing I've already said. This character, sure, maybe some people want to hear from him. He's got something to say. These other two characters, that's as far as I'm going with that one. We got Harry Moser, a.k.a. Scissorhands. It's amazing how quick everybody just forgets. Or the hobby just recycled new people in and have no clue about all these trim stories. And now it just doesn't even get talked about. Unless someone breaks the news like myself, Sports Card Radio, Dan the Card Man. None of the... they might pick up on a story to do some... what I want, a PR or a way to create a narrative, but they're sure not breaking these kind of stories. We haven't seen these stories from most channels. I know this is back in 2019. Good old Harry Moser. I actually think his name is Gary. What's his name? It ain't no Harry. Anyways, what else we have? I got a bunch. PWCC, Probstein, and PSA targets of a new class action lawsuit. This is back in 2020. So it's important not to forget about. Now, how credible is this? I don't know. Here it is, right here. The Superior Court of the State of California, County of Orange. It does list PSA. It does list Rick Probstein, Probstein 123. Basically, there's, for being knowledgeable that they're selling trim cards. And I guess PSA for grading, maybe some trim cards. It was hard to get this all in order, and I have so many different tabs open. And so let me just get some thoughts here. Okay, let's start this way. Is this, you could tell me in the chat. I saw this towards just recently coming live. Is this Leighton associated with Leighton Sports, the breaking is Leighton Sheldon part of Leighton Breaks? Sorry for the dead air. Curious if this is the Leighton from, but anyways, no, he isn't. Okay, so let's not add them together. He has, Brian Lee on. Jeremy Lee had Brian Lee on. No. Okay, so let's just be firm. This has nothing to do with Leighton. I saw Leighton. I thought maybe there's a connection. No connection. This guy has a channel called, again, Giving Some Love. Am I really? But I mean, who else has heard of this channel? Not me. I mean, maybe, hey, who am I to talk shit? It's fun. It's my show. Just Collecting. But it's just a free place for these type of people, for the corporate side, for the Probsteins of the world, the Brian Lees of the world. It's just a free place to give positive a PR. It's a complete PR movie. There's no tough questions. It's all this guy's excited to bring, ooh, he's caught up in the whole thing. And there's just not, it's all
talk about with Arena Club. I know it sounds like mission's really important to you.
Is it loud enough? Oh, the mission. Listen to this guy. Listen to this. Oh, Jesus. The mission is really important to you. If it was so, if this is pick a better mission. He's talking about this like you're, feeding orphans. The way he brings this up is ridiculous. I mean, literally, he's talking about it like people are going. These are the guys that go. There's a bunch of homeless people that live under Las Vegas. There's tunnels under Las Vegas. I mean, if you've never gone down that rabbit hole, that YouTube rabbit hole is excellent. Just excellent. But it's too hot to stay above ground, and they don't want people to really see them on the strip. Vegas is much bigger than the strip. There's also some homeless in a certain area, but no, there's tunnels below ground. The shit's crazy. And this guy's acting as if he's talking. When he presents this question, he's asking it as if he's talking to someone that goes down there and gives them supplies or he's talking to someone, a single mom of 10. Oh my gosh, how do you do it? Listen to this shit. I mean, I know your mission. I know this was so inspired by your mission.
So can you tell the folks out there, when you decided to move forward and incorporate and start Arena Club, what were some of the things you were considering as far as your mission and what you were trying to accomplish for other collectors like myself and like you?
Yeah, totally. So cool.
Absolutely. So with Arena Club,
and this guy comes off so, I'm sure he's brilliant. Let's give him that. I'm sure Brian Lee is a brilliant person. And he just comes off so soft-spoken. And yeah, I mean, it's just, I want to hear him answer some harder questions. I'll reach out to Brian Lee. There's no way in hell he will come on my show, but I actually want to hear him answer the real questions, not just push the stupid site. He went on Gio's show and did the same thing. He went on Jeremy Lee's show and did the same thing. We'll listen to his little reaction here, but exactly.
We wanted to use technology to make the hobby better. That was really what it was. And it was, look, all throughout my journey of collecting, I've always had, little issues here or there with the hobby. I'll be honest with you. It's like, and I just wanted to fix things. I wanted to make them better. And I felt like I could. So
come on. Anyone with half a brain, you don't even need a whole brain on that one. Anyone with half a brain, that's the most piece of shit answer I've ever heard in my life. What are we? 11 minutes in? Good. We're fine. Vince Vaughn, dude. I mean, that is the worst answer I've probably ever heard in my life. He saw I had some problems. I'm not going to talk about it. I don't want to tell you what the problems are. I don't really have problems. I just want to make money. He wanted to clean it up. He wanted to do things the right way. Is that what we're saying Arena Club is? Arena Club is now the right. And what boggles my mind It really does. It doesn't boggle my mind. Everything's money in this world. Everything is it. All you track the money. No one in the content space is being critical. And you don't have to come on and take the other side. At least talk about, at least play a middle, at least give, some real everything. Everyone's afraid to say shit. Everyone's afraid of the bigger companies or to criticize. God forbid we lose a sponsorship. God forbid we don't have a chance at a sponsorship. God forbid we ruffle some feathers. You know what's crazy to me also? I'm being way too honest right now. I've ruffled some feathers. I've gone at and they've come back. And you know what? Every single fucking interview has gone to become a second one. I could get, SCV totally dropped off the face of the earth, not just for me. It started with on our show and apparently hasn't been making content since. But every single one I push against, me and Troy had go back and forth very respectfully. He called the show. Neo, I don't know. I thought the last time us going back, me talking shit and then him coming on, I thought it was able to loosen it up. He came at me. And I just felt like, hey, that loosened up Neo. I felt Neo talked more in that 10, 15 minutes. I think I already said this, than he does in his entire 2-hour live. We opened him up. We opened the key. Hey, I'll take credit for that. So anyways, and I assumed I still have some sort of working relationship with Neo. So just because you're critical, just because you push a little, you know what? It doesn't mean that people are going to hate you. I don't know. That was a terrible answer by Brian Lee. We'll rewind it just I want to hear it again. It was so bad.
So can you tell the folks out there, when you decided to move forward and incorporate and start Arena Club, what were some of the things you were considering as far as your mission and what you were trying to accomplish for other collectors like myself and like you?
Absolutely. So with Arena Club, I really wanted to use technology to make the hobby better. That was really what it was. And it was, look, all throughout my journey of collecting, I've always had, little issues here or there with the hobby. I'll be honest with you. It's like,
The issues with the fucking
I just wanted
smile.
to fix things. I wanted to make them better. And I felt like I could.
He wants to fix things. What?
So for example, like,
Okay. All right.
even with grading,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
We've all been there, right? We've all sent in cards to get graded and we get them back. And you're like, why did it get a certain score? You just never know. It's like, I would send in some cards that I thought would get 8s. They come back as 9.
We live in a shit, people could do whatever they want. It doesn't matter if it's ethical. It doesn't matter if it's the moral way to go. Any company that's grading cards should be a card grader. They see it as a monetization tool. They don't see it as let's grade someone's artwork. Let's grade someone's collectible. They completely see it all of a sudden in the past year or two. People like Nat Turner. They're very afraid to say anything negative about Nat Turner. They're very afraid to say anything negative about Brian Lee. They are viewing it in a perfect world, in a world where ethics and morals mattered. The grading company would be the grading company. And then other companies would be the ones selling the shit. Or providing mystery packs online. Not the grading company. I'm not wrong. I would die on that hill. In a moral world, if you have a society of 50 people, you're going to let one person handle all these things of the 50 people? That one person's greedy. That one person sees how they could get the other 49. It's always easier when you break it down to a smaller number. 150, it's always easier. So these pieces of shit are the 2 or 3 people out of the 50 that want to capitalize off everybody else. And that is how I feel, and I bet you that's how some of you feel. Oh, I'm getting up. I had a feeling tonight was going to be fun because yesterday I was very busy and we had the Beckett and I was really distracted with all that. I'm going to edit that tonight. I'll probably release it in the morning. Now I'm off. I should have kept going, but no, it's and by the way, this guy, we could let him talk more, I guess, but that's not the point. Here's our buddy Probstein and Jeremy Lee. And it's just a puff piece. It's a chance for Probstein to get some airtime. I mean, Dustin's doing the same damn thing, isn't he? It's a puff piece. It's free PR. They're using your channel for free PR. And you're happy about it because, ooh, you got some big name on. It's not good for the hobby. It's not real news. It's a puff piece. It's fucking Good Morning America. If you want to watch the Good Morning America version of sports cards, that's what all these people are. The majority of them. I'll give Neo some credit. I'm learning on interviews too. He doesn't like if I give my take, so I'll leave it at that. But Neo, maybe he is. I'm not. Let's keep him out for that's not why I even go there. Most of these channels, especially Jeremy Lee, who I think Jeremy Lee's a good dude. I talked to Jeremy Lee for 2 hours off air just to try to. I did not want to go at Jeremy Lee until I understood his place in the hobby, and we had a great conversation for 2 hours. And a lot of it was the first hour was him all wanted to tell me all about his different sponsors. He really wanted to defend them. I didn't even bring it up, really. He wanted to, that was the first thing. He didn't let me get words in until he went through every single one and told him why and how and blah, blah, blah. And this mother, I don't even know who this dude is. Just Collect Inc. If you want Good Morning America stuff, subscribe. I don't want the Good Morning America of cards. And the problem is 96, 95% or hey, there's a different routes too. There's a sensationalized routes. There's these routes, but this is definitely none of these people are having Brian Lee on and asking. It's just a puff piece.
9s. I'd send in cards that I thought were 10s that would come back at 8s. It was just all kind of all over the place for me. And you never knew what you were going to get, and there was never an explanation. And so I remember, this is way long ago, like 4 or 5 years ago. I called a friend of mine. Her name is Gia.
Oh, sorry. I did want to go back at Frank. Frank, you don't really get it. I mean, don't you think it's smart to be smart enough to start a company and then sell it for a lot of money? I'm not saying it's the healthy thing to do in sports cards, but you don't get to be Brian Lee without being pretty damn smart. So I want to give credit where credit's due. Do I think what he's doing is right with Arena Club? Hell no. Do I think he probably has a brain inside that head that works pretty well? Yeah, he probably does. And again, out of the 100 people in the room, out of the 50 people in society, he's using that brain to make sure he's bringing in more money than everybody else in a weird way. Now he's saying, oh no, the grading, we're bringing grading, better grading. But bro, you're not a grading company. All your ads are advertised over mystery packs or over rips. And you're hiring actors to put in your advertisements, and they always hit some name player. If it's not a big card, it's Caitlin Clark. It's it's a Mike Trout. I know that's whatever. It's who else have I seen on lesser channels? Jordan, Kobe. It's never the Cam Whitmore, who somebody in my viewership thinks that dude's gonna be a baller. Good luck. So Frank, I do think there's a brain in there. And I hate what he's doing with Arena Club.
Gia Lee, and she's a professor at Stanford. She was very early at Google and Snapchat.
Oh, now he's throwing out the big names. Hey, credible. I'm good. Snapchat, Instagram. I'm the man. It's all good. I'm important. This is an honest business.
Doing computer vision, AI work. And I called her and I said, Gia, here's how a card is graded. Do you think a computer could grade a card, with the right training and AI?
Why'd you have to ask that? And we're 2025. You didn't know that? I mean, duh. And other companies have done it before you, bro. So where were you? Completely clueless? Other companies have been using AI to grade cards. You're not the first one. Have you ever heard of Tag? You're it. That was cringe. So, fifth grade, that's just gay.
And she did some research and got back to me and said, not only will a computer...
He comes off so, like, just the nice... do I want to... I mean... if that is just conflict in my head, do I want to say what my head said me to say? He comes off like the nice Asian dude next door neighbor. Just super nice, mowing his lawn, telling you hello, inviting you over for dinner, bomb food. clean, real pristine, clean house. Man, I'm fucked up right now. But still, I mean, that's just that he's so innocent is where I'm going. He comes off as such an innocent character.
Grade a card, it'll grade a card 1,000 times more accurately than the human eye can grade a card. I said, oh, that sounds interesting.
Very interesting.
I always had that in the back of my head. And then
so I'm curious, Ziggy. I'm gonna go off this. I'm over this. But Ziggy, I figured Jeter was not the money. I still would want. I want to see, and maybe you're in somewhat in the know. But those are public faces to put a face on it. I mean, from the research I've done, Derek Jeter probably can't lose anything. He's in it to only be able to gain money. It's why Derek Jeter do Arena Club. They sure seem like just the face. I could be wrong, but that seems the more logical, stance. They're the face. They're the big name. I doubt they're the money. DJ Ski Project 70 cards are cool though. Yeah, the Project 70 cards are cool. Don't they get, different artists to do those cards? I'm pretty sure those cards can be cool. Shareholders are honest and would require as much more. For now, I mean, eventually maybe they sell to become public. I think they were public prior to being sold. Was Collectors Universe ever a public company? Because from when I was researching a video, the research I was doing sure made it seem like it was public and then went private. I could be wrong, but they always follow the money. Absolutely. One of my dad's friends, no longer with us, very smart guy, very grumpy. Very, very, he lost, a leg from diabetes. So, I'd be grumpy too if I was in a wheelchair and couldn't get around. But he was very smart. And it was always, even me 10 years, I was 25, 15 years ago. His knowledge was follow the money. Always follow the money. Professor gives Ziggy extra attention. Ziggy has special needs. Hey, Ziggy gave yesterday I got to meet Dr. Beckett and talk to Dr. Beckett, and that would have never happened without Ziggy. Ziggy is an interesting character, man. Always fun when he's around. You never know which way. Am I going to get yelled at, or am I going to get nice talking? Am I going to tell? Yeah, no. I can only thank Ziggy for making that interview happen, because even if it's a shit interview, which it's not, I just never thought that. 5 months ago, my channel was getting 100 views, 200 views, 300 views. I was making this content for 3 years. So I never thought in my wildest dreams that, right now I would have been talking, not only interviewing him, we debated. He took the, and I thought about it. The man's connected. He knows a lot of people in cards. So a lot of these people are his friends, and maybe the good people are his friends. I don't know. But so he has someone to stick up for a bit. Although, I don't know if him and Nat are friends, but you can always still be logical or critical, or at least the nice thing I liked about it is he had so much wisdom. We were able to have a healthy back and forth. And by the end, it turned into, I don't want to say what's the word? It's not an acquaintance, it's not a friendship, but it turned into almost a mutual respect. Midway through, somehow, you'll see the interview yourself, but I really, the first 10 minutes, we're on a different page, and we're going back. But then eventually it warms up to each other, and it becomes a much warmer conversation. So I'll release that video in the morning. But if you want to watch Good Morning America, turn into Geo, turn into Jeremy Lee, tune into the fucking Just Collect. And that's that. Look at this. That's good. This is the Good Morning America of sports cards. All right. PWCC, Probstein, and PSA targets of a new class action lawsuit. Here it is. Now, we don't know what happened to this. We don't know if it went anywhere. That makes sense with big names in there. But so it's hard to, I couldn't find much research after this. What do we have here? Rick Probstein posted a video about trim cards on his Instagram. This is back in 2024, January 10th. It's only 2 minutes, but here are the key takeaways. Rick doesn't care if a graded card in his collection is trimmed. There's a lot of biased takes. I'm collecting the 1969 set basketball, And who was it? I think I have, is it Walt Frazier, Bill Bell? It's somebody. And the card I bought on eBay, and it's clearly fucking trimmed. I bought it years ago. Well, it wasn't expensive. I mean, I don't put it as part of the set. It's still somewhere in my stuff. But the card is clearly trimmed. So you don't think I care that I don't want a trim card in my set? So that's such a bogus take. It's such a money clouded take, a business clouded take. And the thing is he's supposed to be the credibility. He's supposed to be an authority source. Rick would take consignments from alleged trimmers if the card was already graded. He does. He doesn't care if the card is graded by PSA, even if he knew it was trimmed, he's going to sell it. He did it with Evan Mathis. He did it with our boy Gary Moser. There's the video. We'll watch that. Here's Dan the Card Man 3 years ago. Why you need to avoid Probstein 1, 2, 3. God, there's so much here. Here's Gary Moser selling he got busted. I'm pretty sure he did a little jail time. Don't quote me on that. Someone told me that, a credible source, but when I went digging, I didn't find much. The FBI was looking into this stuff in 2021. If we scroll down, hey, by the way, I spent Lake Oswego. It's in Oregon. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. If you live around that lake, you got it nice. But where the hell are their names? Here's Evan Mathis. Evan Mathis, former Denver Bronco, trimming cards, doing weird stuff on he was like one of his breakers were switching the card. He had to stop doing it because his breakers were doing shady things. He's getting busted for trimming cards. He basically came out and said, all the vintage cards have been touched. But here we are. Where's Probstein? Where are we? PWCC responds to the Evan Mathis. Probstein. Here we are. Fresh allegations against their card collector, Eric Savvy, has filed a private class action. So this was it here against PWCC. Probstein into the mix by accusing them of knowingly selling trim cards. And we'll watch the Probstein video.
Company, so this Beckett card.
Same shit as Arena Club guy Brian Lee. They just come off as such an innocent character, a trusting character.
This awesome Jaws Zion 1/1 card, or a T206 PSA 9, or a high grade.
Shut your damn mouth.
So if you told me that any of these 3 cards were trimmed, it would not affect me.
I need you to know in the chat, there's a 93 people in here. Would it bother you if one of those cards in your collection was trimmed, or it wouldn't bother you? Wouldn't bother. I want to know. I want to see it in the chat. Would it bother you or wouldn't it bother you? These takes are bullshit. They're bullshit. It's a clouded view because he makes he's in the business. Bother. Every person in the chat at least commenting it would bother, including myself. Even a little $5, $10 1969 Topps basketball trim card that I got from eBay. Hell yes, it bothers me. I'm not putting it in my collection. It would bother me. Yes. If I knew and bought it, no. But if I didn't know, yes. Well, I think hot and bothered. Even if I was wearing a tiny hat, yes, bother, including myself. Oh, you're my viewers. Bullshit, man. These people are Good Morning America. They're selling you whatever they want on some of these content platforms. And it ain't the truth.
I wouldn't care personally. They're in my personal collection. I like them. They're holdered. It doesn't.
Fair. The slab doesn't say authentic trimmed. It says it's real. And then it gets sold through Probstein consignment.
Bother me. Now the question is for you: if you found out that a card in your personal collection was trimmed or altered, how would you react?
So that's it. You don't know it's trimmed or altered. It doesn't say it on the side. He's saying if you found out one of your cards was trimmed or altered, I wouldn't react like this guy.
I'd like to hear your opinion on that.
Well,
now
we spoke. I bought a third year. What do they say? I bought a third year Howie Gordie Howe on eBay graded and tried to cross over to PSA. They wouldn't grade it because of a trimming issue. I was definitely disappointed. I bought at a show, I don't know, about a year ago. They had some great 1986 basketball. Barkley rookie, Malone rookie. Oh, no. Malone wasn't in it. Ewing rookie. Who else? I can't remember. I sent them in. The best one that looked the best was the Barkley, and the Barkley holds the highest value. They graded all of them, but the fucking Barkley, saying it was trimmed, or altered. You don't think that I had to pay for it? PSA still makes you pay, and they send it back to you. Oh, sorry, we can't grade it. PSA is going to squeeze you wherever they can, and that doesn't bother you. You got to be doing pretty well, like Probstein, for it not to bother you. And even some of you in the chat or some of my friends out there, they are doing pretty well, and it still bothers them. Terrible take. I'd be pissed. His own channel saying it, not my viewer. The steroid era. Trimming is a real problem, and the graders need to catch it. Same thing with any auction house, Probstein. But he doesn't care.
There's another question that people are asking me, and I'm getting a lot of texts about this, so I'll respond now. Sports Card Radio, who's very entertaining, he put out a video alleging 10 people in our industry, some of them very well-known names, have a background with trimming cards.
Well, some of them definitely did, like without a doubt. Let's see what I don't know about all of them. Some of them, we should go watch that video, but some of them, we might go watch that video. Some of them definitely did. Let's see what he has to say. He just they all defend everyone. They're all not going to talk about it. Nothing negative ever. It's always a PR game with them. How can we best sell this narrative, this product? But clearly this is a terrible take, and take number 2 is also going to be terrible.
It's an accusation. There's no data. There's no definitive proof on any of it. If any of them sent me cards on consignment, would I post them? So my reaction is as follows. We hold by graded cards.
Hey, teachers don't make that little money. I make decent money. I'm not complaining about. I make real life money. I make what the average. I make more than the average American. Teachers, if you have my master's degree, you normally at CC. My district's a little corrupt, but whatever. So be it. That's life. Exactly with the cards, but I'm not complaining about my pay. You also don't know my history or what I went through or what any teachers went through. I'm proud to be a teacher. You want to come here talking that shit, you're an idiot. Who said that? Who said it? Tim. Tim didn't say it. Who said it? Terrible take. I get annoyed with teachers complaining how little money you make. You signed up for it. Teachers don't make that bad of money. You go check. You could go check the teacher pay scale. It's public in certain places. Go check your California. Go check Vegas. Go check New Mexico. Just put out a law where new teachers have 5 years experience, $70,000. Not new teachers. If you're a new teacher to New Mexico, you have 5 years experience. Anyone with 5 years experience is $70,000 starting. Teacher pay scales go over $100,000. So fuck you. I don't think you know what you're talking about. And why would you diss teachers? It's just a terrible take. Every day before I come on here, you know what I do? Teach all day. I've never complained about how little money I make. Now, am I wealthy because of it? No. But takes a little luck, takes a little knowing the right people, takes the right situation. If you got dealt the cards I did, you'd be fucking proud that you were a teacher and had your master's degree. You would. And I don't have any problem saying that. I was a sick kid. My parents got divorced. Stepdad died at 20 when I was young. I took out student loans. My parents didn't have money to pay for me to go to school. Dissing teachers, bitching about teachers. I never once come on here complaining how little money I make, ever. Ever. I've never done that. Now, am I a millionaire because of it? No. But I also can relate to the real people that make the actual money I make or less. And the majority of Americans make less money than me. So you won't hear me bitching about my pay because I do halfway decent. But I'm also not a biased shill like these guys. I'm not Good Morning America. I don't have a channel just to make my business look good. That's what I have a problem with. There's no real takes here. This is all business PR. They have their channel to run PR. And you know what? The sheep can't see through it. That one pissed me off. I hope the chat gives him kind of hell for that.
So if a card is graded by Beckett or PSA or SGC or another reputable grading company, we will post it. Now, eBay has a very special program where they authenticate raw cards. Okay.
So, some states have not caught up with the pay scale. Some states, Nevada's not one of them. That's why it's a little hard to leave right now. I would like to move to another state, but the pay is very competitive here. Ohio pays their teachers very well. Pennsylvania, California, New York, but the cost of living there is astronomical. Who wants to live in New Mexico? So sure, some of the districts have not gotten fair pay yet. And by the way, the reason our district happened was because we didn't have a contract. We worked for 6 months with zero contract. They were in negotiations and couldn't figure anything out. So to support our negotiations, we still worked. And you know what we did? At 7 a.m, from 7 to 7:30, 7 to 8, we went out. We did little signs for a week. Guys did what the people were doing. And then we went and taught all day with no contract. Politics, corruption. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. But, also, there's a lot of red tape in teaching right now. So people might complain about the pay, but the real complaint, the reason why veteran teachers or teachers are leaving the industry is you get handcuffed, you get red taped. It's very political.
Okay, so if a card has sizable value, you are protected because they don't just authenticate whether it's an authentic card. They review whether it's been trimmed, altered, or has any condition flaw that hasn't been stated as well. So I'd like to hear your perspective.
Rhonda almost got it together is just spamming the chat. Why don't you either get rid of him or do something with him? But he's just spamming and being a bitch.
On this, but I'm just letting you know that is where we hold. If the card is holdered, we will post it.
Hey, from the man's mouth himself, from the horse's mouth. If the card... What do you say? We'll post it. Doesn't matter. I don't know. Weird stance. Just a weird stance.
What they're doing here really concerns me. Probstein being so brazen with what
How's
they're
the volume on this? Do I need to... It seems low to me. Is it my headphones? What was his name, Rhonda? His name was... He might already left. Now he hasn't said anything since I said anything. Almost got it together. Get him out of here. You get it together.
here really concerns me. It's pretty disgusting, and it makes me question basically what else they're doing in the back end. And I've got a few thoughts on that.
Hey, almost got it together. If you're still here, find me a nice lady, and I have no problem starting a family. No problem. Who thinks I'm a grifter? Why would I? Who in the hell that knows me thinks I'm a grifter? Grifting what? You have no clue. Clueless idiot. Coming into the comments to complain, to be a bitch, to troll, to get off some chest. Call in. You got the balls, call in. Anyone can call in at any time. By the way, we got 2 calls on the voicemail. So we will do that segment shortly. I don't know. When we're done with this, we'll do the voicemail segment. We did get 2 calls on the voicemail. We'll listen to them. Keep calling voicemail. It's at the once I see the number at the bottom, I'll plug it. I'm not plugging an affiliate code like a grifter would. I'm not plugging what else? A company right now like a grifter would. 702-483-7344. 702-483-7344. We'll do 2 voicemails tonight that came in, and just keep sending in the voicemails. Could be a very fun, addition to the show. Shout out to Puxatony Phil for the idea.
Hey everyone, Dan the Cardman back again. Welcome to another video. Very, very glad
3 years ago. This video is from 3 years ago.
to have you here. So as you can see by the intro and by the title, today we're touching on Probstein and some pretty disingenuous and pretty shady shit they're doing, in my opinion, with regards to their eBay auctions that I think you need to be made aware of. Now, I did touch on this in my weekly news video from the other day, which occurs every Sunday Australian time, every Saturday US, but it needs its own video because it's that important. Now, if you're unaware, basically what Probstein have started to do with their eBay auctions is list cards as if they're being likely trimmed, right? Possibly trimmed. Now, give the guys out at Lamim James a follow because This is through their Instagram page, a really good source of content for this kind of information. But this concerns me for a few reasons. One, I think it speaks to Probstein as a business, right? So I'll get to that in a second. Two, it has ramifications for eBay's authenticity guarantee program.
Also, chat is it doesn't have to be petty. Petty would be awesome if you call in, but the chat does want someone to call in. Eventually, it doesn't have to be now. Let's finish this little Probstein segment. Let's do the voicemail segment, and then let's get a couple callers because the people love the callers. We want to hear. We want to see what you bring to the table. Petty, love it if it was petty. Anybody else? Let's take some calls tonight. The people love the calls.
Touch on again shortly. And then three, I think they're doing this to try and entice collectors that are planning on ripping off other collectors. And I'll get on that in a second as well. So to start off with, what does this mean for Probstein as a business, right? So I would be more surprised to find out that when they did this auction, that they actually truly believe that the card wasn't trimmed, right? I think there's more reason to. I think there's not more reason, but if I was a betting man, I'd more likely think that they knew that they know this card is trimmed, right? Which is pretty concerning and speaks to their kind of business practice, right? Because if you're listing a card as likely trimmed, I think you know it's trimmed, and it just implies you're trying to rip off collectors that think they might be trying to get a good deal, right? So you're trying to entice more bids on your auction. I just don't like it.
I mean, if I thought it was likely trimmed, I'd feel bad selling it, but they don't feel bad. I kept that 1969 card because what do I want to sell it? I still have the Barkley card. Where I feel bad selling it. Here, you take it now. You're it.
If they're doing that kind of stuff to our face, what are they not doing? What are they doing they're not telling us about, right? What are they doing in the back end? Like, I don't have any specific examples, but they're already not shipping cards with sleeves. Sometimes they're not shipping cards in top loaders. I just don't think they have good ethics as a business.
Rhonda, that idiot's still here. I mean, no one's paying him attention. Let him do what he wants. But the guy is still around. Your mods don't even like you. What else we got? What else does he want us? This clown has to say block. Yeah, Michael's right. Block the clown. I'd call in, but I have kids and a family, and you're not important. Although he's here on our comments. I mean, this guy's not very smart. He said he's here commenting. So. But I'm not important enough. It's a Wednesday night, and this motherfucker wants to come in here and spew like he's an idiot. I mean, you're not coming off very bright, buddy. Rick Probstein is buying up Mantle rookies, accumulated about 25 already. I know he did it with the Jordans. He has, I think him and Jason Kuntz, I believe his name, have the most Jordan PSA 10 rookies. And what's interesting is a few years back, Probstein took about 30 of his Beckett ones to cross over, like BGS 9.5s, and not one of them got a 10. So does it make you wonder about some of his 10s? I'm playing a conspiracy game there, but it is kind of odd that not one of the 30 cards he brought, I believe to the Nationals is somewhere where they could do it live, do it. Not one became a 10.
There's so many shield bids that happen on their platform that they sort of on
Thank you,
eBay's
Rhonda.
platform through Probstein that they allow to occur. They can very clearly see that they're friends of the person listing the card, are shilling cards, not doing anything about it. There's just so many things that speak to, like, so many red flags, basically, that speak to them as a business as to why you'd probably want to avoid them if you're a buyer. If you want to sell, go for it. But I just think if you're a buyer looking for a deal, I don't think it's wise because their options are often shilled. Like I said, they go for pretty crazy prices. But they just seem to be very trustworthy. And something like this is pretty evident of that, right? Like, they probably know it's trimmed. So why are you doing this? Why are you trying to take advantage of someone? I don't like it. We don't need stuff like this in the hobby, and it's pretty shit, to be honest. Now, as you can see, the card's flagged as meeting the eBay's authenticity guarantee program, right? And I touched on this as ramifications. Now, it does have ramifications, right? Because let's say, like, what's going to happen? Will the authenticity guarantee look at whether the card's been trimmed or not? Or will they just look at the fact that it's authentic? If it is authentic and it has been trimmed, are they going to flag that?
Rhonda did a great job. She probably got rid of him for some reason. He was still around. She did a great job. Rhonda's also, it's what, her second or third show, but thank you, Rhonda.
On their little satchel that they put it in when they send it to the buyer? Or are they just going to not flag it and send it to the person? Which means that person that then gets it can do whatever they want with it, right?
So Gary Moser's definitely trimmed a lot of cards. No doubt. Is that what we're talking about right here? Yeah, Gary Moser right here. I had another video just on him. Here it is. Oh, no, this is, Jesus. This is something else I want to talk about. Because all these channels won't say anything negative. Somehow this guy's still in the hobby. I've only seen a few channels, Sports Card Radio, myself, Dan the Cardman, ever say anything bad about Kurt's Card Care. It's such a bullshit thing. This is a 1948 Leaf, and watch what he does to it.
Welcome to my weekend project.
If you don't know who Kurt's Card Care is, your life's better. But he's going to put that on the glass. He's going to put another glass. He's going to put pliers on it. He's going to dip it in liquid. Fucking so stupid. And this is just what we accept now. There's no one plays no one has got some I don't want to use that word. No one's gonna say anything. They don't say a thing. Oh, this is completely acceptable. BS.
So as I expected,
This guy's got a whole studio to fuck up the cards.
you guys can see that I think we got all the paper here, but we're just a little dog ear here. So this is a key part, because you can save this, but you don't want to.
I think he's in the business of buying slabs to crack and then fix them up so he can get a better grade and sell them for more.
You don't want to like get your fingernail in there and try to like flip it over. You can mess it up. So we're just going to use a detail Q-tip with a little bit of card spray.
Pisses me off.
For the pre-treat. All right, so now we got our corners in place, and now I want to get I'm gonna get the pads like decently wet here, you guys. So I'm just gonna use card spray, and I'm going to do
too many jokes.
Terrible.
Like no one.
Like
oh, this is acceptable. This is fine. Some places sell this.
It's wet.
It's a PSA starting to sell
That's
their
what I
own
want.
little.
This is gonna be a wet card sandwich. I'm gonna draw a card with my.
Look at that. Look at that.
And then I'm gonna hold it like that.
Hey,
so super.
Here's the honest thing. This is a controversial thing because some of the noobs or some of the people in the chat. I always, even when I made a video, it's very the Kirk Card Care Bros idiots come out, Pokemon people. But it's this is so dirty to do with a 1948 sports card. This is a piece of history. You're fucking it up.
Wet now. Before we go away, since this guy's is gonna be. Appreciate you watching. I'm going to make it a cool before and after at the end of this, but it's really important to walk you through all the steps because it's cliche, but the devil's in the details on these things. So like just little steps like this are important.
Hey,
so keep watching if you love working on old cards and you want to get them clean, get them looking their best, and then learn how to dry them properly and make them look great. And then,
I mean, this makes me more upset than almost anything. And the fact that no one is willing to put this guy in his place and say, no, bro, this is not how we want sports cards to be. But, and again, maybe some of you in the chat disagree with me because I know it's a kind of people are on both sides of this thing. I think it's terrible.
Make a project that you're happy to show to show off to your buddies, you know? So what I'm going to do is just look real quick. And now you guys see how I got it kind of like, it's wet, right? But we're going to go for it. So now it's flat. And all this pre-treating.
This is so volcanic. I'll try to be as nice and calm. First of all, it's always been very taboo to mess with the card. That's changed in the past 5-6 years since the COVID boom and since the Jeff Wilson's making content and Kurt's Card Care and whoever else, and it's just acceptable. Well, you know that this is a 1948 Leaf card. You want it sprayed down like that? He's going to end up put stuff in the freezer. He clamps stuff. He has all these different machines. He's touching up corners. I don't, it's just not what I want in sports cards. I don't want the 1948 Leaf card. I want it to stay as is. And also why it really is a problem is, okay, someone's not going to do that. And then this dude's going to buy it and totally take advantage of the system. It got graded. Someone did it genuinely. It was a PSA 2. That's what it should be. That's what it is. It's a part of history. And he's going to crack it at a PSA 2, do all this work on it, resubmit it for a much higher grade because it's been worked on. And now there's a huge profit margin. I hate it. I hate touching up cards, especially you want to go to vintage.
Right here is going to really help just break down all the old stains, loosen up all the old wrinkles. So when we go to soak it, which is going to be step 3, will be the card soak. We're going to have a head start, man. It's gonna be
Maybe I'll reach out to
like way
SCB. Everyone's
easier on
saying
us.
he's
See how we
gone
got
quiet. So what else is he doing here? I just want to show you. So now he's gonna soak it.
right on the dot. I'll do a 30-minute card soak. And I wanted to use this bright white card tray or soak tray because I want you to see the amount of dirt and everything that we can pull out of it because it's kind of a cool thing to see. So let me get this positioned well for you guys. And we're gonna get our
I mean, this is how you want cards to be, not me. You want everyone doing this? It seems kind of like a scam or kind of like bullshit. And I really hate when they do it with, old historic cards.
our Johnny Hop. And I'm gonna flip it over and put John on the top. And so our pre-treatment is done. We're gonna do 30 minutes in card spray here. And went back to our mats. But yesterday, Saturday, I
You're gonna go all this work. Yeah, man. Is there anything to make a buck these days?
changed out the chamois 3 or 4
Fuck over
times throughout the afternoon, evening.
People.
And then I changed it again this morning, put dry ones on. And then by midday, it felt good. So I just put it back between.
Yeah. Here he is, your boy, Scissorhand Moser.
The other scandal that's been uncovered is shill bidding with PWCC. It's been reported on sportscardradio.com that in PWCC's March 2019 auctions, Moser's eBay account shill bid on 31 of the 135 cards he had listed, even winning 2 of the auctions. In addition, Sports Card Radio published a 2017 text message from Brent to a former consignor urging him to shill bid on his own auction. Now, this is still a very active investigation by the collectors on blowout cards, as more altered cards are being discovered.
And what's happened with content now is blowout cards. This is where all this information was, and it's kind of died. It's not as popular. It's not as much of a thing as it was prior to everyone just coming on and making content.
Covered seemingly every day. On top of that, there is another scandal going around, this one surrounding Beckett Grading Services and a collector named Joe Clemens. Clemens is a former employee of Beckett who was able to submit and receive an incredibly large percentage of cards that were graded black label, meaning 10s across the board on all grading criteria. Something like 13% of his submissions came back black label, and according to those familiar with the grading process, the odds of that are simply too astronomical to calculate. It seems like Clemens was working with someone on the inside at Beckett to get these incredibly high grades.
Petty, they're demanding. They're asking for it. Give the people what they want. Give a call in.
That's a lot to take in the span of about a month. If I left anything important out or had a detail wrong, please correct me in the comments below. There's a lot of blame to go around, foremost on PWCC. There's indisputable proof that they knowingly sold
and they're in a lawsuit for shill bidding.
Altered cards without disclosing it to buyers. To me, that's mail fraud, the same thing that put Bill Mastro in federal prison.
Isn't Bill Mastro the owner of Beckett? Wait a minute. Bill Mastro. Bill Mastro sentenced to 20 months in federal prison. Merchants, eBay. Bill Mastro. Is Bill Mastro owning Beckett? Well, who's Bill Mastro? Am I crazy to think? I don't see any tie to Beckett. I thought he was the owner. Who owns Beckett? Who the hell's Bill Mastro? They're not going to know. Not the owner of Beckett. I was wrong. As the owner and chief executive of Mastro Auctions, William Mastro and several colleagues placed fake bids to drive up the prices of various listings, a process known as shill bidding. Mastro also sold phony and altered memorabilia, including a Honus Wagner baseball card. I feel like the owner of Beckett is also in prison. I must have got these guys confused, but here's Mastro. And maybe I'm crazy on that. I hope I'm not. I don't really feel like researching now, but this is not new. The videos you're showing have been available for years. Yes, but the problem is, Tim, you don't know how many people are in here or that message me that have gotten in the hobby 3 months ago or 6 months ago or even just as recent as a year ago. So anyone that got in a year ago doesn't have a fucking clue. So I'm glad you do. It's a good thing. And you haven't heard about it in years. So I have no problem coming on here and talking about it today because it should be resaid and it should be stated. And people should know that some of this shit is dirty as hell. And there's a lot of new people like Frank, Charles, other people that have DM me or in the chat right now, and they don't know this. They don't have a clue. And what happens on all the Good Morning America shows is they don't tell you any of this. They're not going to talk about it. They're not going to break any of the news. All right, let's get rid of some of these tabs. There's just too many. Give me one sec. Just getting, there's a lot of tabs open. A lot of tabs. Gary Moser, Scissor Hands. I didn't realize Card Lines. This is the only card site I appreciate. It's the only one that actually has real stories and not just pumping a product or pumping the product or the hobby. Cardlines.com is the only site where I constantly have seen good articles on sports cards. I mean, FBI investigating Dr. Base parts 6 years ago. I understand. PSA, PWCC involved in the scandal. FBI is investigating. I mean, is the FBI investigating now? Who is Gary Moser? The shady something unethical sports world of sports memorabilia. Gary Scissorhands Moser. He's been cheating customers since 2002 with trim or altered cards and shill bids. And if you don't think that same shit's happening right now, you're a fool. The cards he offers are up for auction, not counterfeit, but many are damaged, flawed, and then altered to make them look in perfect condition. It sounds exactly like what our boy we just looked at, Mr. Kurtz Card Care, is doing. Moser will consign his flawed cards to online marketplaces like Probstein, PWCC, bid against himself, and then reap the profits. The suckers are the collectors who bid against him. Once the unsuspecting buyers, some come to realize the cards have been altered. They're required to authenticate for insurance purposes. It is often too late for them to go after Moser. We are obviously very aware of the issues surrounding the cards submitted to us by Gary Moser. First, we want to apologize to all those who've been affected by the purchasing. I've completely lost faith in card grading companies 6 years ago. Oh, what do we know? An Arena Club promoted ad by this dude. Probably a paid actor. The fact that serial number cards have been trimmed and then regraded should be absolutely have been caught by these companies. This is something I absolutely agree with, regardless of whether or not one is pro trimming. In fact, I think all serial number cards should be marked as regraded with the original grade on the plaque. I mean, they know exactly if it's a serial number card, they know they've exactly graded it before. They could even see the grade they gave it before. It is fucking weird. They'll just take your money. You're offering them money. Here, we'll take double money for your card. Even if someone trimmed it or touched it up and now it's going to do better. Let's do the voicemail segment. Yeah, let's do the voicemail segment. So we have 3 voicemails. Someone in the meantime also is called in. So we have 3 voicemails. One's 32 seconds. One's a little bit longer, 56 seconds. And someone needs advice. They say maybe the chat can help with some advice. 1:18. Let's play the first one. 32 seconds. First time doing this on air. Give me a break on how it goes. Here we go. I wanted to do something first. Let's do this. Yeah. Mike, I'll do that. Petty, I mean, I have a lot of people, it's hard for me. I'm scheduling a lot and there's a lot of things coming up, but yeah, that I've, been working on that's taking scheduling. Mike, I will do that. I'll reach out to you. Let's schedule a day for you to call in. The last time you called in, I mean, I didn't even get to really talk with you, which it was great content, but I mean, it was just us going back and forth to Geo. So sure. I mean, I'd love a segment with you or some time with you. So Petty, I will reach out. And Orlando, of all the people I've talked to, you seem to be the most level-headed of our side, and you play you know, you're fair on both sides, but you came off very, very well spoken, trying to talk logic at the same time as being critical. Petty for the call in. Hey, thank you for $5. I will schedule something with Petty. I'll also reach out to Orlando. I prefer on the live. They love you on the live. They love both of you on the live. So let's do it live. But yes, I would love to try to get both of you back up. Set it up. Orlando is a one-of-one gem mint period. No doubt. No doubt. You guys were great. And I've only got to talk to you once, and it was all in this big, crazy live. But let's take a voicemail. First time doing this. If you want to call in, it's at the bottom. I probably won't go over yours tonight. We'll save it for next time. Call in if you're re-listening this afterwards. And let's make this a segment. Awesome. That's awesome. I like live too. Awesome. Good. Most of the stuff, class all the way. Yeah, no doubt. Yay, class all the way. I agree.
Professor, this bargain boxer.
Bargain boxer. Now let me ask. I'm just making sure you could hear it. The volume's high enough. But bargain boxer, one of the most loyal viewers in the live, pretty much always here beginning to end. I would be surprised if he's not here right now. But let's listen to what bargain boxer has to say. Hopefully you can hear it. Just good shorts from the chat. What's this say? I'm live Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. You'll have an asshole. So if you're live Friday, Monday, Tuesday, we'll have to do Wednesday. Petty has my number. We'll go on with him. All right. Well, we'll get you both on. That'll be great. I think I have both. I have both of your email addresses, and I think I have both your phone numbers. So let's listen to bargain boxer.
Fuck all those people who are smashing on teachers. Teachers are so underpaid, and all the kids are the ones who get all the protection. They fire the teachers here in Illinois. I'm sick and tired of all this bullshit that's going on. Everybody smashing teachers. They used to call my wife a cunt. That's why she doesn't teach.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right.
Have a good one. Bye.
Hey, we heard the first time from Bargain Boxer. Thank you for calling, Bargain Boxer, inspiring others to call. Give a rant, give a take. 702-483-7344. And I think this will be a fun segment to keep doing in the future. Bargain Boxer called yesterday too, so 2 of the calls are him. So I'm going to play the one in between. It's a little long. It's a minute. I would say try to keep them less than a minute. Just a long time to play. But he does want advice, and let's see what he has to say. I haven't listened to this whole thing, so here we go.
Hey, Jason, I need some advice. I've been purchasing cards on eBay for the past few years, and I've never had a problem. I've had some lost in the mail. Obviously, that's nothing a seller or buyer can control. But I purchased a Pete Crow Armstrong autograph a few weeks ago, and after about 5 days, I noticed that the seller still hadn't mailed it. So I reach out to him, send him a message. I get no response. Wait a few days, send him another message. Still no response. A few more days go by. All of a sudden, the card is in the mail.
We've all been there, by the way. And, you know, as a veteran in the game, you try to be as kind as you can. You try not to accuse right away. You try not to be a jerk right away. People got life. Things happen. It's a card. I don't know how expensive the card. After a certain time, it's some BS. I mean, after sure. So you say, okay, checked a few days, nothing. Checked another few days, nothing. Finally, it gets sent. All right.
And when it arrives today, it's an empty vanilla envelope. So either he mailed me an empty envelope and this is a scam, because there's no way on that envelope that it was.
Someone's calling the hobby line right now. That's why it's ringing. I would say it's my someone's calling in right now. So we'll let that ring. Or here, what if I do this? Can I get rid of this? Stop it. Okay. Nope. Oh. Come on. What? Bro. Come on. I'm going to lose 30 people here. Thank you. Jeez Louise. That's not good.
Tampered with by anybody outside.
So he said the envelope shows up empty. Go figure.
Envelope. So either he mailed me an empty envelope and this is a scam, because there's no way on that envelope that it was tampered with by anybody outside in the postal system.
Okay, yeah.
So my question is, do I blast this guy on his review, or do I give him a few more days and see if he will respond? And maybe he made a mistake, got busy, forgot to put the card inside when he mailed it to me.
You're nice. This is a
I'd
nice
love to
guy.
hear your response, bud. Take care. Talk to you soon.
I'm thinking I'd love you to say something. Yeah, I'd love you to comment on it in the chat. No, man. First of all, he took forever. He already made you like by the way, I've only seen one. Someone said to shout it out. Thank you, the mommy. Sorry if I get busy. My mind's in a million places in these lives. But I always, it's flattering. It's nice. It's fun. By the way, we had 117 people in here right now. That's awesome. That's awesome. And someone mentioned it's kind of like old school radio or live radio. That's I'm glad to hear that, because I think that's what I'm shooting for, is a little throwback. It worked for a reason. It's nostalgic. People like it. It's entertaining, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. But I am glad I call and you hang up on me. I'm not answering any of those calls. It's all going to voicemail. If you want to call, you got to just call in the link. But I assume you still got to click the voicemail. We were just hearing the da 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 forever, so I had to get rid of that. But it looked like he did. He did make a call. 16 seconds. Let me give some advice to this guy. No, return the fucking car. Get your money back. He sent you you think he forgot to put the card in the envelope? You're being very kind. Yes. Hey, we've only been doing this 2 months. Started with 20, 15, then it went up to 40, 60, 80, and here we are. Yeah, Wednesday night, 111 people in here. I mean, that's insane. I'm curious if there was, shout out to the guys way nicer than I am. I think you return the card. Wait until eBay steps in, then rail him. I mean, yeah, you need to talk with eBay. Tell him you need to start a return process. I don't think eBay's going to step in. I think he needs to start the return process, because he's technically, they sent out the card. There was nothing in it. So no, don't give the guy, for me, I would not give the guy a day. You were already being nice in giving him time. You're being very kind, because some people aren't that kind. And if you sell cards on eBay or anywhere, some people are up their ass about it. So it is good. I think it shows veteran. Be kind. Give him some, don't take 2 days. Okay, you're a thief. Things happen. But if he took a week to mail you the card and there was nothing in it, start the return process yesterday. Let's see. Hey, thank you, Mike. Yeah, hit that like button. Why not? 115 people in here. Why not hit the like button? It helps spread the live, the algorithm. Michael also says the same. Yeah, put the fries in the bag, put the card in the envelope. Have you ever forgot to put a card in an envelope? Now, if it was a multiple card thing, you're sending 10 cards and you missed one, or you sent one to the wrong person, God forbid, all right. But at one card, if there was supposed to be one card and nothing was in it, that's not an accident. You clearly feel the weight of the envelope. I mean, now maybe it's not graded. Did he mention it? If it was graded, he definitely. Notice how fire this chat is with no Frank and no Charles. Ouch. Burn.
I know the art of fight. I know the art of war. That's all I ever studied. That's why I'm so feared. That's why they feared me.
Why are the voicemails coming in so low? Oh my God, I almost took off my head. I almost took off my ears there. I need to figure out how to raise this voicemail volume, because I had to turn it up so much listening to the voicemails. How well do you guys hear the voicemails? I had to turn up my headphones a lot. Let's hear from Michael Hinkle. What do you have to say?
It's Hinkle, Professor. I was just calling in like you asked. Hit me back, brother. Talk about the CT scanning. No one's really talking about that. Love all the content. Hope to talk to you soon.
Hell yeah. Mike, if you want to call in with your camera off if you don't want your camera. The voicemail is really just for the voicemail. The numbers, I'm not going to pick up that number. It's for the voicemail. But if you want, I'd love to chat with you. And I think the chat wants people calling in. There's 117 people in. Someone call in. We have one more voicemail. That'll be end of the segment. We got 4 today. The last one's also from Bargain Boxer from yesterday. But yeah, it's 702, whatever. There it is. Perfect timing. 702-483-7344. But I do know that if it's Frank, call in. Give us what you've been working on. What you find out about this eBay stuff. But people, we do want to call. There's 120. Want to see these lives grow and be entertaining. We do want to call. Now, Michael, don't call the number. You got to click the link at the top of the chat. Let's listen to the last voicemail.
Hey, Professor, this is Bargain Boxer, your spirit animal. Hey, dude, thanks for sticking up for me when Neo was on there shitting on me. And me shitting on him, too, because that's just what I do. Dude, he's pissed at me because I called him a Oompa Loompa, and that's where we are. So, I mean, that's why, we don't like each other, because I called him a name, and he got in his feels or something like that, and I don't know. So him and Sports Car Dud, just like I said, they both can just jump off of a PSA bridge or something. I don't know, dude. I ain't got no time for either one. I didn't lose any sleep last night over either one of them, but I don't know. I guess my 30 seconds is up. Man, you have a good one, and I'll see you in the next live. Bye-bye.
Hey, thank you for calling in, Bargain Boxer. Plus, by you doing it, anyone that just called, and Michael and the other guy who they said the card's raw, so that you can't feel the weight. I still think it's some BS. You didn't put the card in there. I mean, reach out to the guy. Say that the card wasn't in there and see what he says. But you don't want this thing to extend weeks and weeks and weeks. You want to. I would just put in. I would probably just cancel the order at this point. It just depends how bad you want the card. But yeah, leave a voicemail. 702, whatever the hell the number is, and we'll keep doing these segments. I don't know how the segment went. You tell me, is it something you want more of? I think it's a good addition, makes it more engaging. Frank, the Tank. Intern Frank, call on in. Oompa Loompa's hilarious. I guess in a random chat, if someone comes at me, yeah, it's a little, fuck you. I also think everyone's so sensitive. I mean, people have said me things and I come back. I mean, so maybe you call that sensitive. I definitely don't just leave it alone. Great edition, Michael says. It's decent. If we get some better rants, if we get, the 4 calls, Bargain Boxer, Michael, thank you for doing it. They were average to start. I mean, if the calls become, there very well could be 1 out of 5 calls are a gem. An absolute gem. Tonight they were all right. Who do we got? Someone calls in. Anyway, let's guess in the chat. Which regular is calling in? Let's put them on. We'll put them on here in about 30 seconds. Who's calling in? But yeah, I guess it's time for a call. Let's take a call. Professor, get in the givey. Professor has come back on me and even put me in timeout. Go straight to eBay, open a case. After they deny it, you'll take a month, but don't take no for an answer. I'd spend $1,000 in that time spent for $15. People really want Petty. I will make sure I'll do it after the live. I'll email Petty after the live to set up a day he can come on the live. Let's put Frank on. Frank, how you doing, my man?
Ding, ding. Hey now.
Hey now. Oh, this call thing. So this is interesting. Hey, it's my first time doing a voice. I'm gonna hang up. And we have a call. Someone's calling in now. It's still going to ring. God damn it. That's just going to lose viewers with the ring. Give it 10 seconds. I got to figure that out. How do I figure that out? End. All right, there. I could end it there. Let's move it. Frank, how we doing?
Ring. I can't believe you didn't talk about Friday's show.
What about Friday's show? Someone wanted me to mention.
Just this week. It was such a great show.
Friday was a good show. Friday was probably the most fun I've had on the show, and Friday was one of the best shows yet, no doubt. I mean, absolutely.
We got the echo.
Oh, let me leave. I'll be right back. Shit. I still haven't researched that.
Hey, good evening. Hey, is Paul Carl on? The guy in the room with a bunch of cards talking about the conspiracy theories? He's my favorite. And Bargain Boxer, man, what the heck? Yo. Throwing shade, man.
I need to take some notes of what I gotta do. What's the shade? What was it?
Yo, Barking Boxer hates my face, man. Yo, I enjoyed your voicemails. So I'm just saying.
It makes for good content. Keep bringing it, Bargain.
I didn't want to mess with your flow, but you
No,
kinda
now's
called
the
me out.
time. Let's do it.
You're kind of like acting like I'm an idiot, like when I'm talking about Brian Lee here, and I've been trying to like tell you about this, like, and maybe this gets down to the core of what we consider a good businessman is. And let's not get into it. All right, I'm done.
No, I have a question. I just have a question for you. Honest question. Have you watched my videos on Arena Club?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, and I
so
was
what
trying
do
to
you
bring
think?
new
You think I already don't know? Have my opinion on Brian Lee?
But you're talking about it from the repack standpoint. I'm talking about it from the vaulting standpoint. I'm talking about it from his like lawyer perspective standpoint. And then you're the second person that has gotten him on and acting like he's some successful entrepreneur. Let's talk about LegalZoom, founded with Robert Shapiro. Several lawsuits and controversies related to misleading advertising and unauthorized practice of law. Gone. Left. Okay. Honest Company, founded with Jessica Alba. False advertising
Oh,
law.
hey now.
This isn't like off of like some internet forum or anything like this. I looked this up on like actual like court documents. False advertising lawsuit. Natural and plant-based products contain synthetic and toxic ingredients. Settled but did not admit guilt. He was gone. He left as the CEO. Shoe Dazzle. And here's another theme. Other than LegalZoom, do you even remember these companies at all? Shoe Dazzle, founded with Kim Kardashian in 2009, left as CEO in 2011, returned in 2013. This company, subscription model both before and his brief tenure, led to significant customer and subscribers reporting it's difficult to unsubscribe. Like,
I
I'm just
hate
saying,
that. I can't stand that.
okay, so this is the guy that's in the hobby. He's a lawyer, and once again, I brought up some points earlier about this. If you look into the terms of agreement for Arena Club, once again, we're going past the repack. We're going to basically the vaulting, the back end, because when you go in and you buy these cards, they can keep it within the vault. They don't guarantee the authenticity of any of the cards. If you look in there, and then they're linked to all of their transactions are linked to a blockchain that they don't even guarantee the results of. So it's just a lawyer who is coming into the hobby, is going to make some money. He obviously has access to capital. That's his only talent. Not that he's extremely,
Echo, there's still an
intelligent.
echo. There's still an. I can't imagine that. Philippe, is there still an echo? Frank, you're doing great. I love it. I love the fire. I'm looking at the echo services. I'm looking at the PSA, or excuse me, the Arena Club services. Right. Terms of service. Let me breathe. They tell you to breathe. But Frank, they're giving you shit for the Army. You were in the Army, right?
7 years active duty.
These people, they just want to talk trash.
Yeah, false valor, right? Look me up, Sergeant Frank Magny. Google.
Oh, wait, I thought, okay, all right, chill. Frank has you fixed it. Okay, good to hear. Frank has I don't think we'll do it tonight, but Frank really wants to talk about Pat Tillman. I don't know. We didn't talk about doing it tonight. I don't think we'll do it tonight.
Can you put me on the calendar for Veterans Day for Pat Tillman? Because this isn't
that's a Tuesday, right? I think I have that day off.
That is a Tuesday. But in addition to that, and
yes,
we'll just tease it a little bit.
That's a perfect idea.
One of the greatest American athletes that nobody talks about, but it does have a tie-in to sports cards, because you'd be really surprised for safety from the early 2000s how much of a following that they actually have. And the thing that bothers me the most about Pat Tillman cards is when you have these, Card Collector 2 and these King of Cards that talk about collecting and buying and selling his cards. I'd really like just to raise some awareness of what they're profiting off of. They're not profiting off of an athlete, part of an industry. They're profiting off of an American hero, and people buy their cards because, we should all know more about Pat Tillman. So on Tuesday, Veterans Day, I would just, let's keep it short. I don't want to ramble. I'll be organized, but really, really an amazing story. And yes, everybody that doesn't believe that I was in the U.S. Army, I was in Afghanistan when the man passed away. So don't come at me like the false valor.
No, most of them gave you after they heard they thank you for your service, giving you the respect. Echo. Oh, these guys are messing with me now.
That's from some early days. That's all I have. And look, I want other people to get on. I know, like, it's really, really fun to have different people on. So I'm not trying to suck the air out of the room. I'm not trying to piss off Bargain Boxer or anything to that degree. I try to be researched, and I'll get going. I wish, Paul Carl or the dude across the pond jumps on. I love hearing about that stuff. Actually, if you did want to do something tonight, Neo made an amazing video a few days ago about PSA and how PSA is now the largest reseller on eBay. Going to some of the core of the stuff that I was trying to bring up, he kind of beat me to it. It's about 12 minutes, and it's a great piece of content. So other than that, I'm out.
Frank, you killed it. Great job, man. Good seeing you. Hey, great call. That is what we want. And the reason, Frank mentioned Friday. One of the reasons Friday's show was so damn good was because it was a lot of calls. It was a lot of me in the beginning, and then Frank called, Charles called, Dan calls, Gio calls, Troy calls, Neo calls. So yes, I mean, it's good for, I saw the Neo about PSA. I was looking at it. I watched just a minute of it. I was kidding, bro. Okay, let's see. Let's share back the screen. Hopefully no echo. Let's see what we want to do here. Now, just to start. Hey, by the way, they loved it. Home run, Frank. Frank, you did do a great job. I thought you did a great job. And we need, even if you don't have all the research, we want people calling in. Somebody else, hit the button at the top of the chat. Give us your rant. Give us your take. Come at, be opposite of me. Be on the same side as me. I don't care. Look how long this is. Look how long this is. Wow. I mean, we're still scrolling. Oh my goodness. There it is. And Frank went through all that. Hey, Frank's on the team. Frank is on the team. Frank, you're on the team. Guys, what have we been going? An hour 20. I'm not quite sure how much more I have. I would love more callers. I think I've we could go check out a couple videos. Oh, Jesus. On my way to work, this motherfucker was live too. 50 people. Oh, now he's doing my same format. You're never, he's 23 people. There's idiots are watching him. Idiots, brand new to the hobby, with no idea, just because this guy's a channel. He's the worst, even Troy, even Trike, any content you don't like. And it was this dude. He's the worst, the absolute worst.
And like original older stuff. The older
look at his chat. I'm gonna do it.
Stuff tends to do better long term. So I would not if it was me.
You only sell products.
And I got pretty lucky with Tops.
You only, what is it? These balls are manufactured.
He's like, it's TN763.
Only one in his chat.
And I got lucky.
Oh, he smiled a little. I saw a little smirk. He knows who I am.
The red parallel game used patch ball auto. That's red parallel.
Really?
5.
That's Tops Now, Skeens. What was it? Tops Now, Skeens, Auto.
All right, we're leaving.
Yeah, 7.
In the chat, we left. I think this is not. I need a thumbs up. Spike, we had a moment with Uncle Darnell. I don't need any more Uncle Darnells. Give me a thumbs up if that's you. If you're a real guy, if you're a real person, give me a thumbs up. I'll put you on. He has not given me a thumbs up yet. I'm not putting him on. He's just frozen on the screen. We have an Uncle Darnell moment. Uncle Darnell is back. So Spike, if you want to give me a thumbs up, raise your hand, do something. I'll put you on. Other than that, Uncle Darnell, we'll see you later. Dude totally lost him when he saw Professor hop in, laugh out loud. Professor's PhD's trolling skills. Eric Michael does not have good chest hair. Oh, we got Spike. Give me a thumb. Now Spike's called in twice. Give me a thumbs up. Give me something so I know you're real. I'm not doing any more Uncle Darnells. Spike SPGL. Give me a thumbs up. Raise your hand. Do something. But I'm not putting you on. unless you give me a thumbs up or raise your hand. And he's not doing it. And he's just showing that I can't even see his eyes. He's showing his forehead. It's I listened this morning. It's all fake. It's all someone calling in. It's all I listened this morning. Supposedly there's 50 people there. It's all bullshit. I mean, you see how first of all, you see how hard it is to get callers. And second, it's just his channel's BS. His channel is so bad. You saw his chat. I mean, no one was talking in the chat. Spike calls again. Spike, if you can hear me, raise your hand, give me a thumbs up, something. Okay, he's real. Let's put Spike on. Spike is real. I can't do no more Uncle Darnell Spike. Spike, how we doing?
Good.
Hey, man, thanks for calling. And where are you calling from?
Is there an echo?
Oh, I got to leave. Spike, tell him where you're calling from. I'll be right back.
Northeastern Maryland, Mid-Atlantic region. Are you back?
I gotta fix that so bad. I will fix that. I gotta email Petty after this.
All right.
That ASAP.
If it's a 20-second fix.
I heard Maryland.
Yes.
What sparked you to call in?
Because you were saying you want to call us. You tell me and I'll let you know, brother.
All right, how long you been buying cards?
I've been back in the hobby for 5 years.
The audio for me, it's sometime back 5 years, so about since COVID. Your audio is shaky a little, but let me are you happy with the way things are going? Are you frustrated? Do you have a frustration?
It's just difficult. I got in right at the peak 2021 and everything started coming down. But I've been setting up at shows. I've done 6 different venues with 4 different promoters.
It is real. Spike, I heard something about you set up at shows. We'd love to hear from you. I'd love to ask some insightful questions. I think we might need a headset or a mic. You're breaking out, and I think Spike is good. People are happy to see you call. I think it's a little hard for me. It's a little hard to hear. So how often do you set up at these shows? Jimmy says he can understand. So go ahead, Spike. Spike, how long have you been setting up at shows?
I mean, for 4 years now, at least. It's just tough because you got to have hot new inventory every time. There's different players that are hot month to month. So what are you going to do? You got to have new inventory and you got to be able to acquire it at prices you can flip at because you got to pay for tables. And then there's the empty tables before the show ends, and these kids hang around and take the tables and start swinging with each other. It's just tough.
That's annoying.
To set up. But it's fun. It's fun.
Are the margins for you worth setting up?
Well, you're not giving eBay fees, so it depends on the cards you're swinging. I mean, if you're getting lots and then you can turn singles, or if you're just playing players like, hey, I got this guy early and now he's getting hot. I don't know how you guys are doing football right now.
Spike, I'm surprised. Chat, the audio, I have a hard time hearing. The audio is good for you, or there's just a lot of, it's hard for me to hear. So I don't know. Chat can chime in about the audio, but okay. So you got kids stealing tables, echo. I mean, Felipe, you've been saying that the whole time. What cards do you...
that I had for Neo when he said something about so long as find a food court or something when you go to a show and you can have like a sort of a trade night kind of thing going on. And it's like, that's tough for dealers when you see an empty table at 2 hours before the show's over and the kids just swamp it and use it to trade amongst each other and they don't buy anything off us.
Spike, I want you to call back. Get some sort of.
I'm going to work on some better audio ahead.
No, I want to ask you questions.
First time.
I think that I got to let you just because the audio, but I'd love to ask you more questions and dig into what you're thinking and how you see the hobby. But thank you for calling.
You just keep doing your thing, and I'll talk to you again.
I'm very happy about that, Spike. We'll talk soon.
All right. Good luck. Have a good night.
Hey, you too. Very happy he called in. Just don't move. Yeah, every time he moved, it was a little, I'm very happy we're getting callers. New callers are great. He does seem like a nice guy. He's also setting up at shows. He has insight about that. So it's always interesting. I want to pick brains of, hey, he didn't seem all that frustrated. He was chilling. I want to know what's bugging him. I want to know what's bothering him. But thank you for calling in. Call SCV. That'd be hilarious. I mean, I'm not going to do that, but I could audio message, call them on Instagram, but no, let's not do that. Anything else? What's this? No. Tomorrow morning, I'll put out the Beckett video. I'll edit it now. If you're a member, I'll probably release it tonight to the members. Thank you to we have 20 or so members. Someone call in with rage. That's what we want, of course. Of course, that's what we want. It was hard to understand. It was a little hard to understand. That's why I would have let him kept going. I wanted to talk, but it was a bit difficult to understand. Also, I'm gonna fix the echo right now. I'm that'll be done. I've been saying I worked so hard on the audio settings for about an hour, and the echo, it's so odd that when someone calls in, there's an echo. I leave and come back and there's no echo. I mean, it's just an interesting thing. I'm gonna go back to like Instagram or YouTube to end the show. Yeah, I think the room. Hey, so Spike, call back, get a headset or get some sort of way to, I don't know, communicate through a better audio. And I'd love to hear from you again. Okay, I am going to share the screen. As Rhonda said, call in 702-483-7344. We'll share your voicemail on the live. We'll see, we want some rants. We really want some rants. We appreciate your channel. You have filled the sports car radio avoiding the hobby. Hey, that's flattering. Sports car radio had some good stuff. They also had some stuff a little much, but Instagram, let's see. Topps basketball launched. Jamie sent me. So did Jeff come out today and say he's opening 4 new card shops? Because that's what I heard from him. Hold up now. Is that what that's what the Jeff's opening 4 new more HQs? What are they going to be called? HQ? They're going to be one HQ. Let's see. The Givey. There's the Givey. Oh, gee. Oh, my gosh.
What? What's up, everybody? Welcome to our live stream.
Shut your damn mouth.
You just made the list.
We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
We are getting ready.
We are getting ready. I want to be Don West, but I don't have as much talent in my left pinky as Don West.
Getting ready.
Oh my God, with the lights and the flashing, even with giveaways, he only got 2,000 total views.
For the Whatnot Card Show.
Oh my God, can you believe it?
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind? A 100,000 pack sale. Crazy giveaways. That is all starting here in 45 minutes at 6 p.m. Eastern, but we're doing...
if I want to take the positive route, if I want to be positive spin, I'm going to have content forever. This shit ain't stopping. This guy's I'm going to have content as long as it's happy. It's annoying as hell. It's frustrating. It's stupid. It's uninformed. It's misinformative. It's misleading. They just want to promote their business. But as long as that keeps happening, well, it makes my job easy.
A little pre-show right now with you guys.
He's like coming into his tippy toes here.
We're going to give away a little Topps basketball. Let's go over here to the desk. Let's go over here.
Why who told you to flash like that for 40 seconds? I understand 10. Why was there flashing?
To the desk.
Why is it happening still?
What's going on, everybody?
He's going to get a stroke. Why is that still happening?
Good to see you guys.
Well, it's happening because his audience is 15 years old. It's had 2,500 views. He has 400 total. The stream is over. He has 407,000 subscribers. Love your content from Regina Sask. Poor Regina. She must be new. She's new. Who did he want me to look up? Neo. I want to hear. This guy's supposed to have 4 card shops. Where was it? Is it not here that I saw it? Someone sent it to me. I could look it up off the other screen here. Someone sent to me, it was on my text. Is it Market Movers? Where is he saying he opened? Where's my phone? Give me 1 second. Someone said today he came out. Give me 2 seconds here. I just want to see where I could have said that's a good everyone else gets theirs. Let's see. I just want to see that's RGL. Sorry about that. I want to play. I want to know if he did come out today and say he's opening 4 new shops. I could have swore someone told me that, but none of these videos are that. Jeff Wilson is opening 4 more Cards HQ stores. I haven't watched it, but he released 30-minute video talking about it, how hard it is to open a card store. I could have swore I saw that as well. Is it on his other?
I'll be the first to admit it. We had a lot of advantages when we opened up Cards HQ. That
it's hard to listen. I mean, I know a few of you feel the same way. It's really hard to listen to him. 10 seconds.
Gave us a big head start over other card shops. And while Cards HQ is going extremely well, and I'll update you in a moment on our plans to open up 4 new Cards HQ stores, the truth is that I think it would be really, really difficult to open a card shop today if you weren't starting with some build-in advantages. I'm going to dive.
I was a little surprised. I'll give you me and Dr. Beckett went back and I'm like, so he wouldn't give me an inch on PSA. And so then I pivoted, I thought smartly, and I'm like, all right, well then if PSA is the first and they're taking all the business, they have all the business, they bought SGC, this is proving a different point of mine that not everyone can survive. The way corporate America works when big money's in 2025 is you have Walmart and Target and no mom and pop shops. Now, I understand it's 2025. There's a lot of different ways to sell. There's always going to be resellers. But can the resellers hang with Jeff Wilson and Tom Brady opening shops? Oh, hey, a fan favorite among the crew. We got another caller, hour 40 minutes. Let's get him on. Let's take a pause. Ziggy, how we doing?
Doing well.
What made you call in? What inspired? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I'll tell you what I want to.
Oh, I got to leave. Ziggy, entertain the folks. I'll be right back.
Well, how to entertain the people? Not very good at entertaining the people by myself. What was your favorite call-in tonight? I have to say, I love the call-in idea. I think everybody should be calling in. I'd like maybe some really good questions you could ask Professor. That way, next time he comes on, he could like queue up like 4 or 5 of those. I was just saying, Professor, I love the little call-in thing. I think it's great.
Oh, cool. Good feedback. Good feedback.
In fact, I will probably submit a few of those every now and then when I have a question. I save that name and I'll put in there. Like, for example, today, here's my pet peeve. Here's the thing that bothers me. And I'm a friendly guy. I'm friendly with most everybody until they just don't like me anymore. And then they don't like me. But Boston Card Hunter did a collaboration with Hollywood Dude on Whatnot for charity. And I'll just say this, and I think you've said it before. I am tired of people using kids and charities in this hobby. I mean, give me a freaking break. It's disgusting. And again, Boston Card Hunter, if you hear this, I don't know what the hell, man. Like, you were out there calling people out.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden you're like proning up and you're their best friend. And the people you're picking too. It's like, here's another thing. He's only picking people who are helping him in his position. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, people who are higher up the chain. The Hollywood Joe guy, again, I don't know him very well.
It was him, Jeff Wilson, and Boston Card Hunter all came to. We used to hate each other, and now we're friends.
But I'll say Jeff wasn't even there, but Boston Card Hunter was physically there with the Hollywood Joe guy at the hospital. And I'll say this too for the hospital. Shout out to the hospital because it is a great charity, Boston's Children's Hospital. I think that's a phenomenal thing. I'm glad they did raise money for them, but it hurt. It made me sick. Like, I sat there thinking to myself, I'm not going to participate. I'm not going to donate. I'm not even going to. I watched for a few minutes and I got out of it. But I'll say that really bothers me. And I'll say this too. I really do think we need to stop using kids and charities. I mean, this is It's bad. It's really bad. I mean, you brought up.
Why do you? Because I've given my spiel why I don't like it. What about it? It's disingenuous and it's all for clout, views, business. It's not a genuine thing.
Well, first of all, I'll say this: are they even goddamn fathers? Are they parents? I know Boston Card Hunter has a kid. I think he has one kid. I don't know about the guy, but dude, it's just not right. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good example. Like if I was a cocaine dealer and I was donating my cocaine profits to charity, does that make me feel better? That's what I feel like these guys. I feel like they just, I don't know, taking advantage of the system. I don't know. It irks me.
100. It bugs the shit out of me. No doubt. It's all PR, Ziggy. All these channels are pushing they're all disguised as content, and really it's just public relations to sell their business.
And I'll say too, you brought this up earlier, every one of them is shilling and profiting off these companies that are bad for the hobby. Okay. I just want to bring this up again. The Leighton guy who's advertising on Sports Card Live with his Just Collect. He advertises on Neo's channel with Just Collect. He advertises on Sports Card Dad. His breaker swapped out a wax pack. It was caught on camera, right? Like they saw him doing it. He did it off camera, but that's okay. We've just moved on. But again, that's this hobby is. It doesn't change.
They're loving it. Keep going.
Well,
I'm loving it.
I guess I've come to a point.
We agree on a lot, actually. I didn't realize we agreed on so much.
Well, I'll tell you, I've stopped, doing a lot of content, partially because of you, because I like your content. I don't feel like I need to do anything.
Hey now.
Also, you make me feel so critical. Like I am not a guy who's going to do any editing, and you make me feel shitty about the fact I don't put any editing in my content. So I don't know.
Well, I always like watching your content because you give me leads. I mean, you're very knowledgeable in the space.
You should be careful about that. You might get yourself in trouble using my name too much. I am happy to connect you, and I'll tell you too. Going back to the Brian Lee guy. So I ran into Brian Lee in an email because I was one of the first people using his Arena Club thing. And my first comments to him was stop putting these cards in slabs. Like his whole AI idea, right? About they're going to AI grade these cards and they're going to put them on their platform. Originally, his whole pitch was he wanted to make a virtual card show, right? That you could come and feel trusted about making a transaction because they would be the third party grader if you didn't have something grading. But he pivoted away from that. And I will say, I gave him feedback earlier on. I told him, I told him he should be pre-grading and not slabbing the cards, and then offer a service to send them the PSA. So, for example, use the AI to get a grade on it. And if the grade says a 95, give it to the customer. Say, our AI is given a 95. Would you like to submit it to PSA? And then submit it to PSA.
You told him this?
Absolutely. Send him an email on this. And the reason I said this is if you do this enough, you will prove to the industry that your AI is accurate or not accurate. And people will start using you as a service for PSA. He didn't like that. Now, I will say I gave the same idea, guys, to StarStock when they were doing A's and B's, and that's what they were trying to do. StarStock was going to try to get enough A's out there to then track and prove that if I have a StarStock A and it comes back a PSA 9 or 10, here's the percentage chance of that happening, which gives people better metrics. Anyway, back to the Arena Club guys. They did not like that idea at all. They did not like the idea of not slabbing. Their whole thing is they want it in the slab because once it's in the slab, it's less likely to leave their platform as well, right? You're not who wants to order an Arena Club slab to come home? I don't know anybody who does.
And then let me go a different route because this is where I'm having a problem. Is PSA is a grading company. If Arena Club wants to be a grading company, it's fine. I find it such a bullshit thing that now we're gonna sell cards and do all these other things and offer this and offer that. A grading company should be that. I mean, in a perfect world, just a grading company.
Well, I'll say, if you think about this, going back to 2020, right, there were a bunch of grading companies that popped up when PSA struggled and Beckett fell asleep and everything. And I was very supportive of many of them. In fact, I don't know if you remember the guy Pittsburgh. He partnered with a couple guys and they made a slab company. They followed HGA. They were doing customized slabs. I still talk to a few of those guys, and there's some people still doing that. But my point to this is no one has been able to break into the grading market, okay? It has been attempted. It has been failed. As it stands today, right? I've seen these surveys. Would you trust Beckett if Beckett was grading? And most people will. Now, all I can tell you is that's a great name because the grading is as good as the magic that PSA uses. In my opinion, I've said this before, all grading is magic. There's no science in it at all, guys. It is faith. There's nothing real about it, right? So to get in that market, I don't know how someone gets into that market. I think the only way to do it is to buy a name. And I will tell you from personal experience, I don't think Beckett's going to budge. Beckett is too tied up in the legal issues that I don't think that asset can be freed right now. And again, I don't know if you guys follow that, but Beckett, the company, right? The guy's in jail. All his assets are being monitored by a trust. And the trust sees value in the Beckett asset. Okay. So I think Simon did a video that the trust had approved some sales and some sales have happened. Beckett would be great to buy or sell, but I don't see that happening. And I don't see PSA losing their control. Like, I don't see this industry changing very much, which I guess I'll even kind of bring it full circle. I love what you're doing, man, but I fear that in a few years, nothing will be different. Maybe
yeah, I know.
I don't know what to say. Like, I've tried. Like someone asked earlier, I was trying to make the hobby better. Yes, I did. I tried to make the hobby better. I don't think you can. I don't know.
I think the conversation, which is why I like this, the conversation's important. That's why I like Gio coming on, taking the other side. We have to have the conversation. It just can't be so one-sided. And that's how at least opinions and things are heard. But the conversation is where it starts, and content-wise, that hasn't been happening ever.
Well, let's say, look, Gio, if you're listening there, Gio has more political power in the hobby than most. He could push for some changes. For example, I did talk to him and others about a breakers association. I am very strong on the idea that breaking should be self-regulated at a minimum, should have licensing requirements for breakers, right? At a minimum, they should do a background check on who the guy is fondling the cards before he sends it out to the kids that he's selling them to. I don't know. But I can tell you, no one wanted that, guys. I got a lot of, that's a great idea, Ziggy. Not going to help. No one wants to do that. And part of it is, and I'll tell you too, when you look at breaking, if I'm a breaker and I watch one other breaker making a ton of money off his product, I get envious and I wonder, why can't I be like him? And I'll tell you, most of these breakers are not making as much money as some of the shadier breakers are. One of the shadiest breakers are the ones who manipulate and hide the cost of a card and how the break is done. Color breaking is crap. Buying a break based on color is absolutely bullshit because there's no checklist for color. There's checklists for players. There's checklists for hits. There's no checklist for color. So I'm just giving you an example, right? But no one's going to change it. No one's going to come in and regulate this and stop that shit from happening. I don't know if that will ever happen.
None of them want it. No matter if they say they do or don't, they're not going to put real effort into having it because it's the wild, wild west for them right now.
It is, but it's also, I'll say, as breakers, it's very competitive. As Gio said,
yeah,
before, if you don't like it, they'll get rid of you and move another one right in front of you, right? And allocation rules everything, and it's only going to get more and more challenging as Fanatics really tightens its noose. I mean, Fanatics has not had its monopoly. It still does not have its monopoly. It's only starting right now, guys.
I want to say, because we can all this talk, PSA is kind of in the zeitgeist right now, all the channels. Okay. So we brought up one on the show earlier. It's like, why the hell can you regrade a serial number card? If this card's 10 out of 50 and you know it's the exact card and it got a 7, why would they let them grade it again at a different grade? It's so dumb.
Well, a couple of reasons. Number one, because you give them the money, they'll do it.
Yes.
What I think should happen, honestly, is that, again, PSA should transparently share all of the serial number cards that are graded in the pop report, right? When you grade a card, put the picture of the serial number up there. Make it in the public. Just put it out there for the public, right? That would be the minimum. Now,
that way we knew it graded something before. You're saying
that way I go out there and go, okay, I'm looking at PSA 10s, right? Golds, and I see the 9 has been graded 3 times. Okay, look at the 9. Look at the 9. Whether it gets the same grade or not, at least see that, right? Oh, guess what? The 8 has never been graded. The 8 might still be live.
They just shouldn't grade it again, though. I mean, why are we in my opinion, why the fuck are they grading it again? If they didn't grade it again, people wouldn't crack them.
Again, look, dude, if I stand up and do a backwards flip right here, are you going to give me a 10 or a 9 for the flip? And if I
10,
you'll probably give me an 11 the next time. That is why they grade, dude. It's just a fucking opinion. You see what I'm saying? There's no science. There's nothing real. Now, let me give you a real reason why they don't just grade it over again. I did have a card that was damaged that I sent back. It had it remade by the factory and had to come back and get regraded by PSA. And if they used the previous grade, it would have been PSA 6. but it wasn't the same card. So there are times when they do remake cards. Okay. But again, I go back to PSA. PSA should have a list up there of, hey, we did regrade this. Oh, there's a manufacturer's, replacement, and have the record of that. If these cards are worth so much money and people are going to, building the wonder index about this shit, then maybe you'd want to have some legitimate backing behind it.
I interviewed the guy, the former employee at PSA, and he got a little confused, but he clearly said in their tracking system, when a serial number card that they know they've graded before, it shows them they're well aware that they've graded it before.
Yeah. And again, there's no reason for them not to grade it, because again, it could be simple things like maybe there's a smudge that was there that now is not there. Now I go back to where I've heard them say that they're supposed to wipe off smudges, but let's be honest, there's no way PSA graders are wiping smudges off. So I could see a circumstance where they sit there and grade a card a 9 because it has a big thumbprint on it, and the guy sends it back, and the guy cracks it, sends it back, gets a 10. That will happen. Right. So again, I'm not against that. I just think they should be more transparent.
But then it just leads to, I just don't see why we're double grading serial number card. I see what you're saying. And someone said, what if they bad grade comes in? But then that's the grade. That's life. Why are we all cracking?
The grades aren't permanent. That's the problem. Like
PSA just wants the money. Like you mentioned, they just want the money.
They do. They absolutely do. I mean, this whole system is based on money. In fact, if there was no money in this thing, man, it'd be back to a hobby.
And Michael mentioned a good point, because from what I saw in one of their videos they did with this lady, they do kind of wipe it down the card for you. Is from what I saw from inside the PSA building grader, is maybe that's for the show, but they are supposed to be wiping down the card for you.
I also think that, look, if I was getting into grading, not that I would, maybe make a really high-end graded card company, right? Where you have like AI, and then you have a person comes in and grades it, and then you encase it into something that's so great that if you tamper it, destroys the card, and that'd be for high-end cards only. Maybe there's a market for that, but I'd also say, I don't know. I don't think there is.
I'm going to run one by you. Am I crazy to think that in 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, PSA is going to rebrand with AI or some new slab, and they're going to convince the hobby they need to regrade all their slabs? I mean, that's where the money's at. I just feel that's going to happen at some point.
Absolutely could be in play. Absolutely. I'll put it this way. If regulations were to come in, the government got in here, the first thing I'd be lobbying for as a government is that you need to have regulations around grading, right? And it's not a bad thing to recommend. They should, right? If the government's going to regulate this market, if they were, which they're not, unfortunately, they're not. One way to do that would be we have to have specs on grading, right? Publish specs. And in technology, we have that. We kind of have these white papers, and you write a spec on it, and then you have, peer authoring back and forth, and the specs are accepted. And you can have proprietary differences between grading, but this industry does not have that. I don't know how to change that either. I really don't. I'm frustrated.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
I think at a point, and this is where I'm at, I just at a point where you're like, I can't do anything. Do I walk away, or do I just have fun doing what I know what to do? Like, I'll give you an example, guys. What I've been doing a lot lately, I still get cards, I grade them, and I sell them. I definitely have been selling them on PSA now. I don't use DC87. So I can see why PSA is gaining value. I've had 100 cards graded in the last few months. Every time the grade pops, I sit there. Some of them I sell to PSA. Most of them I send to eBay, or I send to my vault. Last order, I didn't send a single card back to myself. So I can really see where you can be in the system where I get send cards. They get graded. If I like them, I send them back to my PC. If not, I send them off to get sold, and they sell fast. And that's easy business.
Okay, I'm going to pivot a little here, but I talked about it earlier. It bothers me. All these content channels are Good Morning America. It's just a place for the big companies to come and push their stuff and get easy questions and everything's. It just bothers me that no one's even willing to have a deeper conversation about. And I don't want to say no one. That's not fair. There are some. Trike would definitely have a deeper conversation, but it's just so many are not. This is also new. That's the PSA thing is everyone's just so accepting of it. The buyback program is a year old. The graded grails is 4 or 5 months old. And it just said, oh, okay, all right. Like there's no one even willing to push a little.
I tell you, if I was an investor at PSA, I'd be smiling. I mean, they are killing it right now. I mean, for example, you saw that the guy mentioned the video Neo did. The biggest reseller left on eBay right now, I think, is DC87 sports cards. And like I said, I'm not using them anymore because I sell through PSA now. And a number one reason I do that, the DC87 does not allow for, I cannot schedule the selling of my cards on DC87. With my PSA app, I see the grades. I can move the PSA 10 over and can schedule it when I want it to go to sale. I can move it to a vault, save it. You know what I'm saying? So I've, like, for example, I just graded a whole bunch of my favorite cards, the V-Friends cards, got a whole bunch of Black Cats. I'll be selling Black Cats throughout the entire holiday. One or two.
Hey now.
Just selling one or two every week, right? But it's all through PSA, and I don't have to do anything else, right? So they're setting up some great systems out there for those people who like that. I don't know.
You dodged my question, so I'll move to another one.
No, I'm sorry. As far as people,
I'm just curious. The content bugs me that all these guys with big channels with authority, and some authority, because content sets narrative. I don't like is first anyone make it. Media sets the narrative, and so 90% of the people are setting a shit narrative.
Well, okay. First of all, I'll say everybody's about themselves, right? And every channel is, and I wish the channels would come together. Like, you do a great job. I wish you and Dan the Card Man and maybe a couple other.
I got something coming, Ziggy. I got something coming you're gonna love.
Would have a group or have a hobby hotline like environment. Hobby hotline used to be an environment where you had people calling in and you had some more conversation. It's not what it used to be. It's still a great group, but I'd also say there's still a big division between what I call the modern and vintage, right? There's people complaining about vintage. My problems in modern are totally different than vintage guys. And I'd also say a lot of the channels I don't think are really actually participating in the hobby right now. Like, they're just kind of watching and complaining about it. So, you know, I don't know how much buying and selling. I will say this. I give a shout out to Neo. Neo's the only content creator I see that actually goes out there and participates. Like, he'll get in an EQL drop. He'll get his cards. He'll open them for you. He'll show you his ding card. He'll send it back. He'll tell you how he sold it. He fills his grails. He's built his collection. Everybody else, I'm like, I haven't seen these guys actually participate since 2020, you know?
Just on the camera. Only when they're on the camera.
In modern hobby. I mean, like, I know you're not a modern hobby guy, but I'll say
it's hard. It's hard. I still buy all the rookies. I have every NBA rookie, all the ultra modern, everything, but I can't. There's a million Wembies. Why go buy a Wemby? You know, that's my take. What Wemby do I want? And am I just going to flip it when it goes more? I don't want to flip it. You know, I want it for my collection. So it gets discouraging with all the shit.
Yeah, I've been enjoying the non-sport shit.
Yeah, yes, I agree with that 100%. But now it's getting expensive as well. Even that stuff's skyrocketing.
Well, again, to me, you still have to be in the EQLs or the first day drops. If you do that, you can get stuff at list price. And if you don't like it, you can sell it. So there's some play there. I mean, that's one thing I will say that I like about the EQL system. I like the EQL. It gives me a chance to get in it. I got some of those Disney Wonder boxes. Will I open them? I don't know. Maybe.
How
maybe
fast?
not.
I mean, is that something? If I'm at work, do I need 5? Do I have to be in there? How does this EQL system work? Is it a 5-minute thing?
EQL is your favorite because what it is, it's a 1 hour window where anytime in that window you can register. Okay. But it's only for that hour. And that's a big difference. And not every drop has an EQL. So every EQL drop normally starts at 12 o'clock. You go in there and you say, hey, I'd like to buy 1 or 5 boxes, whatever your commitment is. You hit the yes button. And then by 5 o'clock that day, normally a few hours afterwards, they then award the people who get hit. Okay. The other drops, you're right. They're 5 minutes. It sells out immediately. I can't stand those drops. It pisses me off because they're botted and damn breakers steal this shit too. But I'm a big fan of the EQL drop. I don't know why they don't do EQL for everything. I think it should be done for everything. I'll also tell you the EQL is a separate company and you can join an EQL membership where it increases your odds.
How much is the membership?
I think it's $2.99 a month.
$299 a month?
$2.99.
Okay.
And I do the EQL. I also have 2 EQL accounts. Right? Do I hit EQL every time? No, but I try to, and I like EQL because if I get it, I can flip it or I can buy it at a good price. So I'm a fan of that.
Ziggy, I'm gonna throw some out there. I swear to God, I've never mentioned this in my life. I've never got this comp in my life. About 5. This is the fifth comment separately. These people haven't been talking that are calling this comping it to Howard Stern.
Calling you Howard Stern?
The show, giving some comps like the show to Howard Stern. I've heard, and it's now Bob Boozier about the 5th person in the past 3 weeks separately to reference Howard Stern.
I do like that because you have a kind of a brash, like, tell me what the hell's going on attitude, and you're looking at it from a different perspective. It's not it's not the same. I don't want to say the wrong word. It's not the same sexual content.
Yeah.
But it has the vibe and feel, I guess. And I say I like that. Again, that's something I liked about Sports Card Radio is they had these conversations. Another reason I'm calling in tonight because I was listening to your show. I'm doing a couple other things. I like what you put together. I like your show. I'm a big fan.
Hell yes. Again, call 702-483-7344. Ziggy's going to be a regular on that voicemail, I hope.
In fact,
Ziggy, they love hearing from you. So call in whenever you want to the live as well.
Here's what we should do later on. We'll do a guess the caller, right? And I'll use a fake caller's name and use a disguised voice and to guess if that was Ziggy calling in. Wouldn't that be a good prize? So like 5 of them every week, right? You have to guess the fake caller.
We want the rants. We love the Ziggy that the people love, including me, is you going off on the bullshit.
Well,
I mean, that's what we like.
What do you want to rant about? What is
Well, I could go for days. I mean, let's get off the PSA subject. How about, it also bugs me. The kids we mentioned PSA. It also bugs me. All the content creators are just Good Morning America.
I will say,
I want to ask, okay, go ahead. I have a question for you.
I'll say this. I think we need to just call it what it is. We need to really go to the gaming industry and say, look, sign sports cards up for gambling. We are gambling. We just need to go to admit it. We should be a big campaign. Sports cards are not just for kids, they're for gamblers. Let's embrace it. Let's just run right into it. So much attention that everybody's like, what do you mean it's gambling? And that way you get enough attention, they go, hold on, if this is gambling, we should be paying attention to this. Maybe that's what we got to do. Instead of hiding from it, we just got to really call it out and embrace it.
Let's even go deeper with the gambling, because how many of the breaker, in your opinion, people have been mentioning CT scanners all night.
Yep.
These guys can own a CT scanner and scan everything before they put it up.
I'll tell you, this does disgust me too, because I just quickly, let's put the, what's that guy from the Philadelphia show that pulling the lines and dots together? Okay, Boston Card Hunter talked about the CT scanning, right? Boston Card Hunter has sent stuff to CT scanning. He's admitted it. He's put it on the show. Boston Card Hunter did a break tonight with Joe Hollywood, giving away boxes.
Hey now, what are you connecting there? What might you think happened there?
All I'm going to say, what are you guys doing? Right?
By the way, one of my viewers right now, I'm not going to say who, he has been so annoyed with Boston Card Hunter. He's so pissed off. He can't stand him. He hates the content. He thinks he's wishy-washy. He goes both ways.
Again,
I hate his content. I just think his content's not good.
I know people personally, and I think he's a good person. I don't know where he's gone, like what happened. One thing I'll say I don't like that he's done, and I'm critical about people do this. I cannot stand blocking. Like, to me, it's the most cowardly thing you can do. If you're going to bring the heat, you got to be able to stand in the kitchen and take it. And he was bringing the heat at this Cardboard Life, and this Cardboard Life French fried the guy, and then he blocks him and hides from him, right? And that really bothered me. So I'll say Boston Card Hunter. First time I watched him was he had the Beckett. Did you listen to him interview the Beckett grader?
I can't listen to him, but that would be interesting.
So that you should listen to that, because it is a much different interview than what you gave. This is a guy he has come on who's anonymous. He talks about, by the way, the Clemente grader that you referenced earlier on with the Beckett getting the black labels. Okay. So he has a guy on that he interviews, and he has him under anonymous and doesn't tell his name. And the first video, I called bullshit on it. I thought it was a bunch of bullshit stories. Every story this guy gave was a story you could have heard somewhere else. So that's the first time I really got engaged with him. He had the guy back on and gave another interview to the Beckett things. I still don't believe everything the guy said, but it is an interesting interview because it is from a grader.
Do you see the guy's face, or what is it?
His face. They don't give you his name. Somebody came out and said they knew who he was. I don't know the details, but again, he did interview a guy. Your guy, again, was not a grader. He was a prepper, right? Because he didn't actually grade the cards. And one thing I will say that your guy mentioned—
research. He was in research is what he said.
One thing your guy says, and I've heard everybody say this, by the way, oh, when you're doing multiple cards, don't send multiple cards in because they're not going to grade them fairly, and put the best ones at the front. You don't send— that's bullshit. Again, I've been sending cards to Wizards for years. My most recent Wizard submission, I had 17 black cats, all the same damn card. I got about 10 of them were 10s. I had 2 7s, and the rest were 9s. And it wasn't any order, okay? So don't tell me about the order and the sequence and the grader. That's not true.
I have to jump back at a commenter here, because Ziggy and me both feel the same way. This $100,000 they raised is all a business ploy. That's all it is. It's not because okay, fine. Maybe it's a good cause. How do you not love it? But it's all just a fucking business ploy. That's all it is. They want to look good. They want to get views. It gives them clout. And, and we keep seeing giveaways. Why do they have to give away so much if it's a good, honest product? They have to keep giving away shit to try to keep the game going.
Yeah, so this is the area where, again, I understand, again, Boston Children's Hospital, phenomenal organization. The fact they got 100K is awesome. But again, let's think about what that came from. Okay, Boston, the other Boston Card Hunter does not have the following. That was Hollywood Joe. He has 1,000 people in his Whatnot stream live. He's a massive Whatnot provider. It wouldn't surprise me. In fact, it would be smart of Whatnot to have been donating money through that channel tonight, right? To promote that, because the winner tonight, guys, is Whatnot. Whatnot walked away the winner tonight because they are his number one promoter, and Whatnot's been taking a lot of shit as it is, and now they're walking away with $100,000 in donations to Boston, the Child's Hospital. And remember this, guys, these are write-offs. People are going to write this stuff off. If you really care so much, you want to do something charitable, do it. Shut the hell up.
That's right.
And don't tell people about it.
That's right.
Those are the best charitable people. Anybody who's sitting there bragging about their charity, first question I have is, what was in it for you? Because real people of charity do it because they fucking care, not because they need other people to know they care. And again, it was back to Boston Card Hunter. Dude, I like that guy. He talks about why are you doing that? Why would you associate yourself? He French fries Whatnot. He's a guy making fun of Whatnot and Breakers, and you just do a big charity event for that. I don't get that, dude.
I'm also going to I'll go another angle too. They're trying to get new customers. They're trying to they need to recycle the line. And so by giving away shit or making it look, they're trying to keep, because people find out quick this is not the right way to hobby. People don't do it forever. You see through it pretty damn quick. Now there are people, I will, in fairness, some people say, hey, you get deals in there. So there's some people are finding deals and doing it that way. But I have another question for you. Why is someone like Joe Hollywood, Boston Card Hunter, Jeff Wilson? I just saw Trike announce a Whatnot thing, which I'm bummed about. Why is it not Fanatics Live or eBay Live? Why are these people choosing Whatnot?
A great question. I can answer this. I've actually done a big detailed report on this whole thing privately. So the reality, guys, is the only option is Whatnot. If you want to be a seller online right now, anybody can do it. If you want to sell on eBay Live, it's too many goddamn obstacles, right? I've had an account for years, since 1999. I could get on eBay, but I have to pull a lot of strings to do it, and they did not want to let me on there. And I'm not selling on eBay Live, by the way. Fanatics only picks their people. They limit the numbers they have. So there's no way Trike can get on there. The only option.
Why don't they want Jeff and Trike? I mean, those are big. They have big channels.
I don't know. So first of all, Fanatics. Remember, Fanatics Live is separate from Fanatics itself. Okay, Fanatics Live is a platform. There's people who run that, and you're right. They're selling stuff, but they've got a business plan and what they want to do and how they're building it out. They are not going for quantity. They are going for quality in their mindset. And I would say, if you're on there, there is a better sense of assurity that these guys are accountable. If there's an issue, there's more chance that they would be suspended or not be there. Okay.
Well, just surprising that in Fanatics Live's business model, they wouldn't want to take big content creators. It's surprising.
Well, again, first of all, big content creators aren't the ones they want anyway. What big content creators are moving product? Not many of them. Even Trike moving his cards on his auctions isn't moving hundreds of thousands of dollars of volume for them. Breakers can do that, right? If I'm a platform, I need to move hundreds of thousands of dollars, not your nickel and dime stuff. So again, Whatnot is the only option out there. And I will say too, I am a fan of the selling live platforms. Is Whatnot the way to go? I don't know.
Hell no. Whatnot Whatnot is not, in my opinion, the best way to go.
But to you and I, you're right. But let's fast forward here. 10 years from now, it could easily be the predominant platform.
All right. I mean, when eBay Live goes official, I think that's going to be the one.
But here's the problem there. And I blame eBay for this. In fact, if you look at the whole scape, why the F is eBay not letting more people on eBay Live? You and I can go.
I mean, Gio says it's not ready. That's what Gio went on, but he says it's not ready.
Think about this, guys. It's 2025. Amazon Web Services. So Whatnot's got cloud services and eBay can't handle it. eBay is controlling it.
No, they have so much money that you figure they would be able to do that. Yeah.
It's a business decision. Like I was going to say, anybody can open an eBay account today and start selling something. But I want to control how many people are selling on the channel. They want that control. They know those people are on there, know that they're special, and they're getting a premium for their stuff. I'm a big fan of 1 Millionth Cub Collector. He talks about all the time. He's moved his whole business from being an eBay business and now being a whatnot business or eBay Live business. He explains why. And the number one reason, shortly, guys, if you're selling on eBay every day, which I have sold on eBay, every day you come home and you're a slave to eBay. You got to pack, ship, or whatever. When you're doing live streaming, you set up your day. I'm going to sell on Fridays and Thursdays. That's the only time you have to do it. You prep before, you do your Thursday, Friday, you ship, and you're done. You have more time.
More convenient. Yeah, I see that.
Much more time in your life on live selling platforms. So I will say, Chris Sewell, by the way, is another one who was going to go on Whatnot. I spoke.
He told me he did not.
He ended up going to eBay because eBay came to him, I think, because he's big enough for the eBay to come to him. But my point is, I'm not going to knock guys. There are a lot of guys out there who have really good Whatnot businesses. Really, I don't blame the platform as much as other people do.
I mean, they just, when I go on Whatnot, it's a bunch of 20-year-old males selling for the 95% of the, and we go scrolling on the live, is 95% of them are 21-year-old dudes, buying into the game. I want to real quick. Flippin' Steve does do a national giveaway, and you know what, Flippin' Steve, it comes off genuine as fuck. I watch it because you know what, it's not a shill like what Joe Hollywood did today. It comes off so honest and real, and it's nice. It's a good thing that you do that, and you're not some big company or corporation. It comes off very grassroots, where you could see it. I mean, anyone with a brain can see it. And then the rest of the stuff doesn't come off that way, Steve. It just comes off so gross and nasty. So yours clearly comes off as a good thing, a grassroots, kind, from the heart thing. That's my take on it, at least. He mentioned in the chat he does a giveaway. So anyways.
And I will back that up. I've been following him since 2020. He's been doing, I think, since 2021. Out of his own pocket, he used to do the donation. The last few years, he put together the fantasy league where people donate money to play fantasy football. That money goes to send somebody to the national for the last 2 years. I think it's phenomenal he does it because he's a very small channel. And I would agree. There are much bigger channels who could be doing stuff like that, right? I did see, I think Jeff this year announced that he's sending somebody to national. Jeff does participate, by the way, in the fantasy football league that pulls money together with Steve. But I do applaud Steve for doing that. And also I'll say Steve has been very collector focused because he meets the person who wins. He gives him the money. He walks around with them, introduces the people. It's a phenomenal.
Steve comes off very genuine, and he just comes off. He doesn't come off as I'm doing it for clout. I'm doing it to look good.
Yeah, absolutely. And you should have him on sometime, by the way, if you haven't already.
Yeah, I think if we didn't go so long, he's normally not here. I have a feeling he would have called in if you were doing a great job. He mentioned in the chat.
By the way, you should talk to him too about gambling and the similarities. The man has a background in the gambling industry, in the casino industry. He can talk about some of the similarities. I mean, one of the major similarities I think we're both going to talk about is that it's a very transient market. You see people come in and out of casinos all the time. There's that one guy who's a regular.
Interesting. Hey, this is a good point.
I mean, it's 100%. That's why it's shocking. Like, I'll go back to the views. Why are there hundreds of thousands of people following Jeff Wilson? Because 250,000 quit watching him.
Yeah, more. Yeah.
I mean, I have 2,000 viewers, and when I put a video up, I get 20 views. So there's 1,900 people who stopped watching me who just didn't unsubscribe. So there's just a lot of transientness in this hobby, and it's very much gambling. In fact, I'll tell you this: I got back in the hobby because of my kids. But I got back in the hobby because a guy at a poker table said, "Have you opened up a box of National Treasures?" And I'm like, "What the hell's that?" National Treasures is a couple $1,000 box. That's what this hobby is. Very, 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 very much gambling. Like I said, we should embrace it. We should be handing out. In fact, you should make a T-shirt that says, "Are your kids gambling yet? Make sure they sign up with Tops for their next draw."
Okay, got it. Yes, lean into the trolling.
Hey, did you miss the Pokemon drop tomorrow? Because the gamble's on. Chase the next Charizard, hundreds of dollars. Let's be honest. Let's call it out. Like, why are your kids into this shit? Because there's money there, guys. Let's embrace it. And
I'm glad, because the other thing, Ziggy, is I have all these guys on here, and it makes me feel nuts because they take a different side because they're, there you got to be. And so I talked to a few people, viewers, and it makes me feel not crazy because I talk to so many of these people calling in, the bigger dogs, and they just I'm glad you have the stance and all that because sometimes I feel a little crazy.
You're not crazy. Unfortunately, you're probably in the majority. And again, I'll say I'll probably take some shit later on, but I've said this before. I really wish we would get the kids out of the hobby and just make it what it is, and that's an adult gambling industry. Let's just call it what it is.
And I don't relate it to poker scene. I relate it to a degenerate gambler. I mean, maybe there are some of those in poker, but poker is skill based. I understand it's very difficult, but it's very skill based. Where the hobby is not so skill based. The Ziggy sometimes argues that with your strategies, but
it is though. Think about it, sir, because you just said yourself, like you've been here long enough, you know what the bullshit is. Like you could. Here's my point of it. When you learn about this hobby, it's a great power. You can use it for good or evil. Right now, you could go crack cards, use Kirk's card player, wash the shit out of them, regrade them, and sell them. You could do that. And everybody watching this knows that can be done. And there are people out there who are doing that. Right?
100%. Yes.
I mean, I don't know what to say, man. That's unfortunate. The reality.
I don't find it to be, I just don't find it to be skill based. Maybe for a tiny percentage, but most people, I guess, if you're the idiot at the poker table, I find most poker players, I guess, maybe they're idiots. I don't know. I find most of them to get into it and have, some thought that they can. Maybe there's also certain parts of the hobby. Sure, maybe you got some strategies. It also leaves a lot of the new people to get fucked.
Product knowledge, like you said, again, the more you know, the better, right? Like for example, you could sit there and offer $25 for every base flag card that's pulled next few weeks. And people just line up to give those to you. And you send those out to get graded. You can turn around and flip those for 30. It's just that opportunity.
Okay, opening product, unless you're going to have the strategy of, for 90%, it's a slot machine. I mean, for most people, it's not poker. For most people, opening product, unless you're that 10% that Ziggy says he can strategize and do well on. For the most part, it's a 28 people lose in a break, 29 people lose in a break.
I will say this. So again, I don't look at it that way because I've been in breaks where I don't get a card, but I am very much entertained by the break. Right. And to me, it's much different than if I open a box by myself. I'm not entertained by getting raped opening a box by myself. I've never, ever felt good about that when I open a box and go, damn,
I struggle. Yeah, it's rough.
I'm serious, man. Like I've sat in breaks, and I'll give you an example. I've been in a break where I have a team or a player, and the card comes and it's a spur. Oh shit, I've got the Spurs. Damn it. Oh, it's not Wemby. But for that moment, man, in that break, I was excited. Everybody's cheering for me. I'm excited. That is something that I cannot explain unless you participate in it. You can't feel it, but it is different. It is a high. It is definitely a high. And those people who understand it, understand. Those who don't, look at me like I'm fucking crazy.
But also a lot of, like, I haven't participated in breaks in years, and I've did it only 3 or 4 times in my whole life. I mean, I didn't get shit. I lost. I definitely lost on all my breaks.
Well, again, I go back to, first of all, I love breaking. I think breaking should be taught, right? I think it should be regulated. For example, I think you should have PYT breaks and random breaks only. I don't like the auction wheel at all, right? I like price transparency. In other words, you should know what you're paying for in the break. When you have an auction wheel, it's a variable rate based on whoever's in there, and it could be anybody in there, right? So that I don't like that.
And can't that all be fucked with or messed with or?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, if you want to talk about shilling, dude, there's nobody's monitoring shilling in those 30-second auctions. It's just not, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's scary. Right. So I prefer PYT or just random team breaks where you know what you're buying.
What, by the way, that's what I wanted to ask you a long time ago. Besides, let's not talk breaks, more singles or what you're sending into PSA. What kind of stuff do you buy or sell or even collect?
Okay, so in the Marvel recently, I was chasing, I'll get in the Venom. Venom is a spot I'll buy. I buy Venom as much as I can in breaks. I also
to sell, right?
Yeah, and I also like Venom. So Venom's a character that I like, and I like to sell, and he sells well. So I'll focus on Venom. I did Venom in the Chrome breaks. I did Venom in some of the Sapphire breaks, and then I'll get those cards in. And in Sapphire, a Venom Sapphire base card graded is going to pay you money. So again, I'll get in those breaks. I sent off.
You've been saying you've been doing non-sport. So is the return on is the return on your money just better in non-sport at this moment?
No, it's not. It's just it's easier. It's fun right now. I have nobody of interest right now in baseball to chase. I think baseball rookie class is kind of boring right now. Football, none of the good products are out.
Is Ohtani his cards are so high, everyone's so happy, but it seems like they can't. I mean, they can't go high forever. Ohtani cards are really expensive right now. I mean, they've been going up for years.
So again, I'll buy the Dodgers in breaks because I might be chasing a rookie, but any Ohtani is worth money. Right. I just graded.
Do the Dodgers sell for a premium, I would assume?
Yes. And I just sold a base Otani like card that got PSA graded a 10 for like $50, right? So again, that's great money. $22 a grade. It was in a break, so I make money off that card. So again, I will focus on stuff like that. I just did a bunch of Labubu cards, by the way, recently. I have the first Labubu cards graded. They did not do very well, by the way.
I believe that. I believe that. Real quick to go, if he wins an MVP or wins another title, fine. Talk to me in 10 years. Are they still? These are the prices are high right now because he's been crushing it. He's the biggest hype. He's the legend. He's going to last forever. But prices are super high. I mean, they've been going up on Otani. They were high last year. I mean, they were the price. Otani has been killing it.
But first of all, here's what we have to recognize: Otani and Mahomes are unicorns, and they're very key to the hobby. I would even say LeBron has done the same through basketball. And one of my unicorns is that is the guy that we, the hobby, will tell you the next guy is going to be, right? Because when we're selling the dream of the rookie class, we're all selling you on he could be the next Patrick Mahomes, right? He could be the next Otani. He could be the next.
Otani is at the very peak right now, at the absolute.
Who knows? Peak. Who knows about the peak? It doesn't make a difference. Because I can tell you, if someone's been in the hobby, I remember having, I think I had 10 Otani Mojo refractors. This is from his 2017 Mega Box product, all graded by Beckett. I think several of them were pristines that I was selling for like $400 or $500, man, that are worth thousands now. So having that memory, every time I'm in a break, there's a little voice in my head going, what if this guy's next to Otani, Mike? Do you want to keep him? I'm like, no, I want to sell him because he's more likely to be the next Trout than he is.
Yes, that's right. There's only one Otani. And I'm getting pushback. Fine, fair. It's the ultimate hype right now. He was hyped last year 50-50. He was hyped the year before he won a World Series. He is at the he does have international appeal. He has a lot of cards, tons of rookie cards. They're making new autos every year. They're making new. So if you're buying Otani now, just know, I mean, he's at the absolute P. It's like buying Barry Bonds when he's hitting 72 home runs. I mean, you're buying at the absolute. He's in everybody's TV right now. He's in the zeitgeist. Ziggy's here.
It will be interesting to see because Otani is different now. I mean, his recent performance, the home runs and strikeouts will make him an all-time. The only thing that could ruin him right now is if he gets busted with, PEDs or gambling, which even that I don't think.
By the way, he's had two things. He had the gambling one, and then there's a big, I checked it. Here's a big thing on him on his real estate in Hawaii that his manager, and they fucked people over. And so he was in the news again for that. He's the manager's taking the fall. And of course, the guy for gambling. No, Otani is a legend. I mean, there's so many of his cards. You pick the right one. You better pick the right one.
Let me give you here's a perfect example. I was watching Sam Darnold yesterday, and I was thinking to myself, how much money been made and lost on Sam Darnold? Okay, he's quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks. What if he goes on and wins a Super Bowl there? What if he were to win two?
What about someone like Daniel Jones as well? I'd put him in that same. I mean, he's crushing it, right? He looks great. He's only 28 years old, by the way.
The reason I say Darnold over the other guy is that Sam Darnold was always a very popular pick.
Okay, all right.
He was hyped out of college.
Yeah.
Hyped as he went from team to team. Even when he was a Viking last year, I think his cards went up in value again. And now he's over the Seahawks. I'm thinking to myself, think about this. What if this guy were to win 2 Super Bowls? I'll answer the question. He will never be worth as much money as he was when he first came out. It won't. And that's crazy.
They're always crazy high at that point. I know we were talking about Drake May in a recent live, and he's playing really well. And his cards are still not close to what they were when he first came in the league.
And again, that's a skill thing. So in other words, I will always buy rookie quarterbacks and sell them as soon as I can.
Well, that's not. I guess
knowledge. It's like I've been burned by the pot so many times. The pot is hot. The pot is hot. The pot is hot. The pot is hot. But I also know if I don't do that, if I don't buy and sell those cards, somebody else is going to do it. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's why I can't leave the hobby, because if I don't buy the damn cards, somebody else is going to buy them. They're going to flip them. They're going to make a lot of money. So I'm sitting there going, well, I know how to do this. I'm going to go ahead and buy the same damn rookies. I'm going to grade them. I'll be first to market, and I'm going to make money off it. And
all right, let me throw something back at you. That does, I mean, it doesn't just snap finger. That takes time. I mean, I hate shipping the shit. I hate printing the labels and putting them on the envelopes. I mean, it almost makes, I'm not a salesperson either. I've never been a salesperson. I just don't enjoy, I mean, yeah, money's good, but I don't necessarily love that side of it. I'd rather just keep, so fine for someone flipping or selling. Sure. But this is what I love. Everyone's a flipper.
So for me right now, okay, and you could be me in the sense you go buy your cards, whether you open them, you go to the trade show, whatever, you get your cards in, you send your cards to PSA. Then PSA grades them. You decide right there, am I selling them? Am I going to put them in a vault that I've done a hold for a while? I could trade to a friend, or I want them coming home to me because I want to put them on my PC. I have a little piece. What do you ask me what I collected? I'm collecting the OG Ox from the V Friends collection. That's my little OG Ox.
Holy shit.
Also, I collect Stephen Curry cards, not anything
okay,
special.
more respect there.
What else do I collect? What else did I have come back? Venom cards. I mentioned that for you. I one of one of the rookie for the Mets this year. The what's that guy? I can't remember the fucker's name, but I might start PCing him because I hit his 101 out of the Big Apple refractors. So stuff like that I like to collect, just anomalies. I will also say I will often sell them as well after a while.
Bob Boozle needs to do stand-up comedy. I don't know Bob Boozle. I know he's one of the better commenters out there in sports cards, bro.
Yeah, that was
You're
funny.
Hilarious.
That's
hilarious. Acuna's a good one. I mean, Acuna's a great player. He got injured. I mean, Acuna's had troubles with injuries.
I have his 101. Isn't that cool? Pulled out of the Apple box, the blaster box I got at Fanatics Fest. Which again, I'll tell you, I went to Fanatics Fest. I bought all of the exclusive drop items, sold all those items off, paid for my expenses.
Oh, got it. My bad.
Right. The Mets Acuna. Yeah, he's not quite as good, but is his little brother or his cousin maybe?
I'm uninformed on him. I did not know.
I think you can definitely enjoy this hobby without having to deal with the selling and stuff. Like I used to sell my own cards on eBay. I don't like dealing with people, and I hate arguments with people. And that was awful. The guy talking about them sending a package with nothing in it. That absolutely happens.
Yeah.
You need to record anytime you open a box. Always record it. That's
what advice would you give? Like I start the cancellation process now, right?
Yeah, I'd be furious. Start the cancellation process. I'd be I'm very emotional about that. I'd be contacting other people he sent stuff to and being like, did he screw you too? I check his feedback. That's awful. But anyway, my point is right now, I just send my cards to PSA and I don't have to ship to anybody anymore. I used to send them to DC Sports 87, but now I don't have to send it to them anymore. I just send them directly to PSA. PSA grades it. I keep it, vault it, or sell it. I think that's awesome. I like that. Now, I know some people like to hold the cards or whatever. I like my cards being graded. I also like to sell cards that are graded.
It's good for liquidity. I mean, that's the only reason it's good. It's good that you could throw it there and sell it. Other than that, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the vaults, but it's a liquidity thing.
I use the vault temporarily. Like I said, if I'm going to hold something for a few months, like for example, I have some baseball cards that are going to hold there till the spring, right? I just don't need to sell them now. So it's good for seasonal stuff. But again, I'm enjoying that ability in the hobby that they've automated that for me. And I don't have to get as involved in touching and shipping and putting labels on stuff anymore. And I think that's what's attracting more people in this hobby too, is that ease of use, that quick. And I think that's the thing that the hobby's lacking is knowledge on that.
It's all, I just want to keep throwing up because it's all so new. The vaults are even the vaults are I mean, I don't see them going under. I think it's going to do just fine. And it's a good money maker for them, but everything in this space is cards selling for millions of dollars. Someone asked if I watch baseball. I've been in a fantasy baseball league, the same league for over 20 years. I did lose a little love in maybe 17 or 18. But I'm still a fanatic on numbers and I love the game, but no, I don't watch a ton of it live. I watch the playoffs, NFL football all day, every day, every game. NBA, I pay attention. I love the NBA. NBA, I can't stand the regular season. The regular season needs to be better. They're fucking up. $76 billion, Ziggy. They did a $76 billion deal. Their television deal. That's insane.
Yeah. So, that's an area that could disgust you as well. Because now you can't watch
a little.
And any place you got to, sign up with 3 different vendors to watch everything. It's harder to watch the games in some ways. And what I've seen a lot of people doing, by the way, is they'll actually be streaming the game and talking about it, right? They don't have the game online.
That's right. That's right.
Giving updates and those channels do really well, man. I've seen some huge numbers.
I've thought about watching a game with people. That's before I ever grew or anything. But yeah, no, those are fun because you sit there and watch the game with people.
You could do that too with your channel. Or you could do that. It's like, for example, I know you don't do football nights, but you could come on late, maybe for fourth quarter, and talk about the end of the game and maybe the impact of the.
That would be fun, man. I don't know how well it would do, but I would love that. I mean, that would be a blast.
And then maybe go right into sports. What's a sports center, right? You could comment off a sports center there as well.
Hey now.
But anyway, I digress.
Ziggy, man, we're going 2.5 hours.
I appreciate you, man. I'll go ahead and drop off. Like I said,
Thank you. You killed it. You please call in more. Call the voicemail. You absolutely crushed. Hey, W's or whatever you want to do for Ziggy in the chat. But Ziggy, thanks for calling in.
I appreciate you, sir. Have a great day, man. Talk to you later.
You too. Holy moly, 120 in here. 120. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Ziggy crushed it. Frank crushed it. 2 great calls. We only got 2. Spike called in. I hope he does something with his audio because I'd love to pick his brain, see where his frustrations are at, his insight. 2.5 hours. I think I want to go. Ziggy actually called in a audio message. He's like, bro, why are you clear? I was brand new to making interviews. And he's like, I don't want to see a clipped interview. I want to see the whole thing. And so I only clipped maybe 1 or 2. And from here out, I've just been running the whole conversation. So I need to add a little beginning. You know, I like to have a little beginning. I'll add a little end. And then tonight I'll release the Beckett interview for members 6 or 7 hours prior in the morning. It'll be released to everybody else. Give a little, they're members. Why not give them a little preview first? I swear, I have not rewatched it. All I took from it was in the first 10 minutes. About 10 minutes in, my heart, I started feeling in my chest a little heat because we just kept going. He would not give me an inch, and I really tried not to give him too much. And this is 10 minutes. I'm debating with Dr. Beckett. It was a surreal moment for me. And so the second half of the interview is we connect. I mean, some in the first 15, 20, somehow I don't know. I got a little extra respect after the first 15, 20, and we got to dive in. And he did put, he's got wisdom. I have to respect the guy. He's been in it forever. Respect Jarrell, respect where he's been, who he talks to. But I will say this. He's connected. I mean, he knows a lot of people. And so he's gonna defend that stance. And he did it very fairly. And but that was, thinking over it after the past day, it was 24 hours ago. Great conversation. And he did go places you're not going to expect him to go. I mean, he definitely talked some shit, but overall, yeah, he knows a lot of people. He's friends with a lot of people. And so it convolutes. And just like with this Brian Lee guy that some people interview or have known, I've known him for years. Brian Lee fucking sucks. That's just what it is. We did a whole thing on it today, and he comes off so innocent and kind, and he's a character. It's hard to see. It's such his answer to earlier, whatever the fuck it was so bad. I mean, we played that little answer. I saw some things wrong. Ha ha. I wanted to make the hobby better. Ha ha. I wanted to clean up the hobby. Ha ha. All bullshit through his teeth. And you guys all just let him spew it. It's Good Morning America. Your channels are Good Morning America. That's what it is. It's good. It's free PR for the corporations. Anyways, we'll end there. It was a lot of fun. Up to 120 in here tonight. 2.5 hours. Let's keep growing the live. Call in the voicemail. Give us a rant. Make it interesting. Make it fun. Go. You don't have to give your name. Go a little deep. Tell us how you really feel. Tell you how you think I'm an idiot. I'll play it. I don't mind. Let's go. You have to tell me to my face. Tell me you hate my content. Tell Frank you hate his face. Tell Gio to suck an egg. Dick Tracy. We'll leave there. Dick Tracy, the first comic book movie. Maybe there was several before, but one of the first real comic movies. And just forgotten about. Talk about a good movie. I mean, we're going to end with some Dick Tracy finish. I got to. Dick Tracy, I haven't seen it in years, but a classic. Big Boy Capri. Mumbles. Big Boy did it. Big Boy did it. What do we want to show here? I want to finish with the Dick Tracy. Oh, this is the one. This is the one. Let's finish right here. We're going to do this entire screen. And let's finish with the long forgotten. Let's give some love to a classic.
I remember all of you from when I was nothing. Pruneface, you tossed a firebomb in my car one night. Give me a lot of trouble, but I forgive you. Mocha, you put 3 slugs into me, but I lived. I forgive you too. I owe everybody at this table a little something. But I forgive all of you. Why? Because I put the past in the past. However, we got a problem with organization. Every time some citizen buys a pound of hamburger, we get a nickel.
I wanted the what? You have no. There's a certain one I used to use in my videos, and you have no integrity, or you have no respect for what you do, or some shit like that. It's perfect. It's beautiful. No, I mean I'm not gonna get it because I don't remember exactly what he says. No, I used to use it in some of my videos. No, just it fits perfect. Guys, have a great night. I'll be back Friday. Hopefully we get some call-ins on Friday. Call into the number. What is that number? I'll wait to see that number. Thank you to the members. It's neat. Hey, it is kind of neat having members. It's flattering, beyond flattering. But I'm waiting for the number and we'll end it here. But thank you to everyone being here. Thank you to we're going to keep growing this live. We got to beat Michael, whatever the fuck. What's his name? Eric Michael. Can you believe that bullshit live? Can you believe what he's doing? Not one person in his chat. Not one. I was the only person that commented. Eric Michael. And I trolled. We do a little trolling.
We do a little trolling. It's called we do a little trolling.
This guy's the worst. Even Troy said so. Why is live not up there? Why can't wait? I thought he was live. He doesn't save his lives. Where's the live? That's odd. The secret trick to winning every eBay auction. You know what? Screw yourself.
But the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah.
This stuff won't. This stuff will not rise to the top. Can you believe this? This is so fake. I don't buy it. Oh, you call everyone fake. You call everyone fake views. This, I know. You're telling me this dude does better numbers than Neo? You're telling me he does better numbers than myself with his garbage shit? No chance in hell. I know how hard it is. I know how difficult it is to get views on sports card stuff. None of this shit is real. None of those views, I don't buy it for a minute. His stuff is garbage. It's trash.
We don't get game worn jerseys.
Every call is just a friend. It almost sounds like the same voice every time. We know, you see it here hard. This guy doesn't have 23,000 subscribers. Oh, no. Trust me. No chance. Oh, but I'm crazy. I'm a hater. I don't know how it works. This is not real.
At all in football anymore, right? At all.
Okay.
Gio said what? The Hamptons? The guy's got money. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't have to work. And he wants to come on here acting like he's who? What's the best comp to this dude? Slimeball McGee?
That put a real high premium on
Sorry, this one, a lot of the content pisses me off. This is such an easy target. It's such trash. He wants you. I've had commenters comment. They bought his program and got fucked.
Below game worn jerseys.
Why can't people?
This is the power stance right here. This is why I read about it. This is the power stance. I'm more powerful than you. I can't touch this finger because it's fucked. But, this is the power stance. Anyone that stands like this, ooh-wee. And be careful.
PSA provide a service.
Every politician. You'll see it. You'll notice it. Every politician has been trained to do that. Every single one.
Where they tell you the reasoning on how they grade your card.
He must know Collector Charles. I don't know why I thought that was so funny. I've been wanting to fucking say that for a long time. That shit's funny.
For example, why it didn't grade at 10.
How does it work on tax wise? Do you get 1099s from eBay or those kind of things, or
This is what he decides to put in the first 2 minutes. This is what's coming up. This is what makes you want to tune in. It's such bullshit. Now he's put money into it, and now he's making it look good. Is this the next Jeff Wilson? We don't need these people in the hobby. We do not need this dude around. And you know what? It's probably the same thing with Jeff.
what do you
do? Why did you put this in the first 30 seconds, you dumbass? You have all this high-end equipment and you don't know how to edit a video. Hey, Eric Michael, you got $2 million. Throw it my way and I'll make you the best channel in the fucking space. All that money you got. Look at this. But the guy's this is the first 10 seconds.
For example,
bend down and
why
pick something
didn't
up
grade at 10
in an edited video. I understand if it's a live. Why are you putting that in the beginning? That fucking chest hair. Or it's not no hair. Grow some chest hair.
How does it work on like tax wise? Do you get like 1099s from like eBay or those kind of things, or like what you've sold from them or things like that?
That's what we think about your content. I mean, that is what we think.
No, God! No, God, please,
Welcome
no!
to the Eric Michael Show, where we talk about business, sports cards, and today's a special one because the NFL season starts.
This. Be wary of anybody that talks to you like this. But who's that? Burns from The Simpsons, right? That's his little Burns from The Simpsons. I'm a Sumi. I'm a South Park guy. I did some Family Guy back in the day. I watched The Simpsons, of course. I was not. My friend Eric was his number one show. I used to just be careful. Anybody that wants to talk to you like that.
Tomorrow,
Is he praying? We're ending the show. I can't believe we're still going, but now I'm hot. Your only limit is you. Moment in prayer. A moment in prayer.
Not only are you a hot dog, a grandstander, a showboat, and a prima donna, but you're a liar too.
Give me a hell yeah! What?
Wow. That was a long summer. But we're back.
He's also really bad. Listen out. Oh, God. Hell of a host, Eric. Hell of a host. If he can make it, anybody can make it.
I'm going to give you guys the top 3 guys who I think could go up in value from now until
what's he use that finger for?
Till when the season begins and as we get into the season, and the top 3 guys who I would not buy. So I usually don't recommend buying anyone and predict if they're going to be a great player or not, because it's very difficult to do. But I'm going to give you my top 3 guys. If I had to make a guess, not only are they going to have good seasons,
he's got a free PDF available. He also wants to sell you a course on how he can make you money on cards. He's got an A. Very expensive setup right here. All the way through.
As a specific business.
Bullshit, man. You just have the same guy calling in every time. Caller number 2, my ass. My ass. How about a setup script? You watch it here. I mean, there's more. You see it here. It doesn't go like this. This is not how callers go. Like, he's really thinking about it. Like, he hasn't already planned this conversation. Like, he doesn't already know the fucking answer. That goddamn. Button your shirt, bro. Button your shirt.
Something I had questions on you. If I do turn this into on the business side.
What is his top 3? Let's go back. Is he going to show us what's his top 3? Trevor Lawrence. Sam Darnold. That's ironic. He's picking those. Hey, this guy must be in Tua. Oh, yeah. Listen to him go. Hey, did he not learn that you're not supposed to give picks because you sound like a dumbass when you do? And we could go back and check all these people's picks. I mean, there's some shit picks, including Tua. Yeah, great buy. Way to tell your group what to do. I want to go buy your program to make sure I can get Tua at a good buy. Gentlemen, let's end it there. That was a fun ending. Ziggy killed it. Frank killed it. Let's keep bringing the calls. Call in 702-483-7344 for the new segment on voicemails. Bring a rant. Bring heat. Make it entertaining. Leave your name. Don't leave your name. And we'll play it on Friday. Gentlemen, don't be worried. Anybody could be CT scanning this stuff. And by the way, 25 years ago, I worked at the card shop. There was a scale. You don't think they were weighing shit? The beginning of these jersey cards and all this? I don't know, man, but it's as simple as weighing something. So just be careful. Singles are definitely the way to go. If I was giving you advice like this mother is telling you to buy Tua, go buy some vintage singles. Wherever you think there's some value there, do your research, do your homework, and buy smart, educated. And don't fucking flip everything. Everything's a flip. Eventually, not everything will flip. I don't know. That's how it's just economics 101, in my opinion. Gentlemen, go buy some Tua cards. Eric Michael tells you to do it. Have a great night. See you Friday. Look out for the Beckett interview. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. And thanks for being such loyal followers, man, or viewers, or I enjoy the hell out of it. I enjoy it. This is so I lose time. It feels like we sat here 5 minutes. It's been 2 hours and 46. If I wasn't enjoying it so much, I wouldn't be doing it. Guys, gentlemen, women, Rhonda, thank you so much for being the mod. We had that idiot in here earlier, and I will see you guys Friday.